Shouldn't have done that. He actually pretended to be the city lord's son-in-law's younger brother. He is really brave. I heard that when the city lord's son-in-law came back, he caught Tang San, broke his legs, and sent him to prison. The city lord's son-in-law? The one who awakened the SS level Beastmaster talent in Mangyuan No. 3 middle school last year? Yes, that's him. His name is Xiaoyi. He married the daughter of the city lord and the deputy city lord. He is the Xiaoyi who has the blessing of having 2 wives. Xiaoyi is a true young talent. I heard that he is the top genius of the younger generation in both Magic City and Dragon Country. They didn't know Xiaoyi and had no idea that the handsome young man walking by was the person they were talking about. Otherwise, you will definitely be shocked. Xiaoyi took Gu Qingcheng and the God of Destiny back to the pavilion outside the city lord's mansion. After chatting along the way, the 3 of them alleviated the worries and annoyance of being separated by life and death in the past. Xiaoyi smiled and said, "My father-in-law and mother-in-law are waiting for me to have dinner. Would you like to go in together?" Cheng Bingxi and Nangong Xiao are also inside. By the way, everyone's realm has been promoted to the perfect emperor realm, but the spirit of fate held him tightly and said, "No, you haven't been with me enough. You can't leave." Xiaoyi pondered for a moment, summoned a golden light gate, and entered the palace of time and space with the god of destiny Gu Qingcheng. Among the villa complex shrouded in dark clouds, the god of destiny and Gu Qingcheng chose a villa. Gu Qingcheng said generously, "You guys go ahead. I want to practice. The realm of perfection in the holy realm is a bit low. Call me when you're done." There was a burning look in the beautiful eyes of the god of destiny, and she pushed Xiaoyu into the bedroom. The 2 began fighting. While in motion, the destiny spirit also revealed several upcoming events. Destiny spirit, my husband, are you curious about the identity of the dean? Xiaoyi, well, slow down, is the dean okay? The spirit of destiny, the identity of the dean is very surprising. The reason why you traveled to this blue planet was also caused by him. Well, I'll be gentle. Xiaoyi, what? You actually know that I'm a time traveler? Destiny spirit, Gulu, of course, this universe is not the only one. There are universes outside of this universe. And there are multiverses. Grandpa Dean is actually the consciousness condensation of the origin of this universe. I don't know why he wants to grab you from another universe. Xiaoyi, let's take a break first and fight again later. The origin of the Dean's grandfather is so surprising. He acted like an older man in front of me. Destiny spirit, come on. You are at the star realm. I am at the emperor realm. Come on. Husband. The Dean should be going to the wilderness during this period of time. He will release the creatures in the wilderness. Blue Star will undergo great changes next. You must be prepared. Not only that, all the major clans in the universe will also come to Blue Star because of the aura of the wilderness. By then, Blue Star will be targeted by various powerful forces, and there will be cholera among the creatures in the wilderness. Xiaoyi, if you don't want to rest, then don't rest. I'm just worried that you can't bear it. So how should I deal with this? Destiny, it's okay. I can handle it. You just need to lead us to resist the invasion of the universe clans and restrict the actions of the creatures in the wilderness. Of course, the most urgent problem to be solved right now is the territory master power of the Beast Hunter Star territory. The wilderness, a large clan in the universe. Behind the main forces of the Beast Hunter Star domain, Xiaoyi took a breath of cold air. 128 hours have passed. They talked a lot during this time, and Xiaoyi learned about some events that would happen in the future. First, the Ziwei Imperial Clan, the domain lord of the beast hunting star domain belonging to the Milky Way, will descend on Blue Star to seize the various rules and origins of Blue Star and enslave various gods. What he needs to do is to resist the domain master forces of Ziwei Emperor Star. Afterwards, the desolate world was opened, and the various superpowers of the universe set their sights on the blue planet with great momentum. Chapter 622, The First Queen is going to become a plaything? 128 hours have passed since entering the Palace of Time and Space. Xiaoyu is satisfying the god of fate. Every minute and every second counts. Not a single second is wasted. He looked a little tired and asked, "Destiny, I have satisfied you 120 times. This time, let it be." The god of destiny looked satisfied and said, "No problem. Come again next time." If I'm not mistaken, the overlord level forces in the Beast Hunter Star region have already sent people to question us. The Milky Way and the White Horse Galaxy have been fighting for hundreds of thousands of years, and they didn't care. Now that the Demon Lord of the White Horse Galaxy has been eliminated, they come to the Milky Way. What a big deal. After taking a bath, they came to the living room dressed neatly. Seeing Gu Qingcheng who was practicing, Gu Qingcheng had already broken through to the early stage of quasi-emperor realm and began to condense the original body in preparation for breaking through to the emperor realm. Seeing the two people coming out, she whistled and said with a sharp look in her eyes, "Husband, you've satisfied Lao Gu. Is it my turn next?" Xiao Yi stumbled and almost fell, and waved his hands hurriedly. "Let me take a break first, or I will die in a woman's belly sooner or later." His waist is still empty now, and he is in the state of a sage. No matter how beautiful Gu Qingcheng was or how good her figure was, he had no intention of appreciating her. Gu Qingcheng chuckled, "Let you go first, and I'll come find you when I break through to the star domain realm. I'm only at the quasi-emperor level now. I definitely can't beat you. My body isn't strong enough either. If I fight you, I'll definitely be the one begging for mercy. I will break through the star realm and beat you into submission, making you beg for mercy." Xiao Yi's face darkened. The destiny spirit smirked and said, "I am also practicing here. I will come find you when I reach the star realm." Xiao Yi sighed. What could he do since he couldn't resist? He could only accept it. He said calmly, "The origin rules of destiny in this world have not yet been awakened. You can try to awaken the origin rules of destiny to assist in your cultivation. You all have destiny attributes. You can control the origin rules of destiny together and break through the star realm together. Of course, without sufficient resources, your cultivation speed will be slower. But it doesn't matter. 280,000 years in the Palace of Time and Space is only one day on Blue Star. You don't have to worry about your cultivation time." The god of destiny and Gu Qingcheng nodded and pushed Xiao Yi out of the villa together. Xiao Yi stepped into the golden light gate and came to the pavilion outside the Mangyuan base city. 128 hours passed in the Palace of Time and Space, but less than 10 seconds passed on the blue planet. In the city lord's mansion, the lights were on, and the Nangong family was still having dinner. Xiao Yi entered and happily had a meal with the two teams of father-in-law and mother-in-law. They chatted a little about the development of Mangyuan base city and their vision for the future. Nangong Saya Wen Chengbing she planned to live in Mangyuan base city for a while, and Xiao Yi agreed. After falling asleep in the arms of two stunningly beautiful young women, the next morning, the sky was turning pale, and Xiao Yi sensed a powerful aura outside the blue star. His thought instantly moved him into the starry sky. The first queen is confronting a powerful being with a feminine appearance. The feminine man held the Star Patrol officer certificate and said condescending, "The Milky Way destroyed the balance between galaxies and wiped out the gods of the White Horse Galaxy in one fell swoop. The Territory Lord was very angry about this and ordered me to capture the founding queen of the Milky Way main system. First Empress, please follow me to the Purple Star Emperor Star and accept the accountability of the Territory Lord." The first queen curled her lips and said daffodilly, "Master? Our Milky Way Galaxy's annihilation of the White Horse Galaxy's demon sect has nothing to do with your Purple Star Emperor Star. When the White Horse Galaxy's demons invaded the Milky Way, you turned a blind eye. We have just destroyed the White Horse Galaxy demon sect, and you are here to punish us. Purple Star Emperor, you look like a joke." The feminine man's face darkened and he scolded, "You are committing an even greater crime by disrespecting the Territory Lord. Do you, the Milky Way, want to endure the wrath of the Purple Star Emperor and be exiled?" The first queen frowned and twisted her eyebrows into the shape of a character. The ZY Emperor Star Galaxy is the dominant galaxy of the Beast Hunter constellation, and the Domain Lord is the supreme leader of the Beast Hunter constellation Star Domain. The White Horse Galaxy and the Milky Way is one of two remote small galaxies among the more than 1,000 galaxies under the constellation of Predaken. If the Purple Star Emperor sends powerful beings to clear out the Milky Way will have no power to resist, and all living beings and gods will be cleared out. Even her sister, the Time Empress, does not have the strength to compete with the Purple Star Emperor. Alas, the first queen sighed, looked sad, and asked, "I will go with you to ZY Emperor Star to confess my crime. Can I ask how the Territory Lord will punish me?" She compromised. She has survived in the Milky Way for 500,000 years and protected the Blue Star for 500,000 years. The Blue Star and the Milky Way are very important to her. The punishment is nothing more than atonement, which can be completed in 10,000 or 20,000 years. After completion, she can return to Blue Star. Hearing this, the feminine man smiled, and looked at the first queen with admiration, with jealousy and envy in his eyes, and said, "You are very lucky. The Territory Lord has taken a liking to you. You only need to serve the Territory Lord for 10,000 years, and then you can leave. Of course, if you have the means to please the Territory Lord, you might be able to secure a concubine. When that happens, if one person succeeds, everyone around him will benefit. The Milky Way will also be taken care of by the Domain Master and will be upgraded in level. Serving the Domain Master for 10,000 years? Wouldn't that mean you'd just become the Domain Lord's plaything? The first queen looked down and didn't see her toes. Her figure and face are so perfect that any man with desires who sees her will have thoughts about her. The feminine man said very patiently, I can give you a day to think it over. You have to understand that not all women will be favored by the territory lord. You should seize this opportunity. The first queen became expressionless, showing no emotion. Becoming the Domain Master's plaything for 10,000 years? If that were the case, she would have already become the Domain Master's shape after 10,000 years. She estimated that she would have been played to pieces, not to mention 10,000 years. She doesn't even want to do it once. She was attracted to the human emperor some time ago. Even if she wasn't attracted, she would not want to be anyone's plaything, not even once. But if she doesn't follow this starry sky official to the purple star emperor, the Milky Way and the blue star will be in danger. For a moment, the first queen was in a dilemma, not knowing what to choose. Xiao Yi appeared beside her and said softly, Queen, leave it to me. Even if I have to take the punishment, I will go. He stood in front of the first queen, looked at the starry sky officer with disdain, and sneered, You little jerk. You have just reached the perfect temporal realm, yet you dare to act so recklessly in the Milky Way and act so rampant outside of Blue Star. Who gave you the courage? Starry Sky Officer? Here, we don't recognize the Starry Sky Officer. We only recognize ourselves. Bring it here. Xiao Yi reached out with a powerful hand and snatched the Starry Sky official token from the feminine man, then crushed it into nickel powder with force. The feminine man gnashed his teeth, became angry, and said very arrogantly, A bunch of country bumpkins who live in a small place and have never seen the world. Even the Starry Sky Officer doesn't know, so you and the Milky Way can just wait to be punished. Chapter 683. The first queen was furious and killed the Starry Sky official. Looking at the tall and upright figure standing in front of her, the first queen was deeply moved. In the past, she was the only one standing at the front to resist danger. She, the first queen, was always at the forefront of the battlefield. But now, she, the first queen, can also be protected by others to block danger for her. The first queen had a complicated expression on her face and said, etc. I am willing to go to Ziwei Emperor Star with you. Xiao Yi was stunned and turned his head. Queen, are you willing to become the plaything of that domain lord? Become the rotten field that the domain lord cultivates day and night? The first queen shook her head. Of course not. But if I don't go, the Milky Way will suffer exile from the Purple Star Emperor, and the Blue Star will also suffer. Perhaps if I go, I can convince the Territory Lord to change the punishment. Xiao Yi frowned. The Star Officer's eyes lit up. First Queen, you are very sensible. As long as you obey, the Territory Lord will not only not punish you, but will also reward you. From now on, you will serve the Territory Master well and obey him. As for the bastard who crushed the Starry Sky Officer's token, he is guilty of insubordination and shall be sentenced to death. On a chosen day, the Purple Star Emperor will send a strong man to kill him. The majesty of the Purple Star Emperor cannot be challenged. The first queen raised her eyebrows and said coldly, You want to kill the human emperor? Can't you forgive him this time? He did it unintentionally and didn't mean to offend you. The feminine man from the Starry Sky Palace had a dark expression on his face. First Queen, it's true that the Territory Lord has taken a fancy to you, but let's put things in perspective. It's not a pity for this bastard to die. The first queen's face suddenly changed, and she attacked directly, unleashing a powerful imperial pressure. The feminine man of the Starry Sky Officer was instantly imprisoned and couldn't even blink. The first queen said angrily, You, Ziwei Emperor Star, are really going too far. Since you are here, don't go back, stay here forever. The space is broken and the origin is blocked. The Star Officer's eyes showed a look of fear, and he hurriedly shouted, Wait, I can forgive the past, just let me go. The first queen sneered and said, Too late. You can threaten me, but you don't have the qualifications, Emperor. The first queen was furious, as if the Starry Sky official had touched her reverse scale. In an instant, the space of the starry sky shattered. The origin of everything was blocked and then shattered. The feminine man of the Starry Sky official is a creature of the universe, not a body of a god. His body and soul were destroyed along with the broken space. Within milliseconds, the feminine man of the Starry Sky official was dead. Without even his soul left, he was completely annihilated. Xiao Yi was extremely shocked. Queen, what's wrong with you? Why did you suddenly kill him? The first queen's emotions gradually calmed down, and she snorted coldly. This guy is too arrogant. I promised him that I would follow him to Ziwei Emperor's star, but he's still threatening your life. I'll die if I die. But you are the human emperor of Blue Star. Nothing can happen to the general trend of the universe. Besides, her pretty face blushed slightly, and she thought to herself, besides, I like you and can't bear to see you being threatened. You are my Achilles heel. Xiao Yi clapped his hands and said with a smile, well done. I don't plan on letting him go. So what if they are from the Purple Star Emperor Star or the Domain Lord level forces? If they dare to come, we will kill them. When I am strong enough, I will go directly to the Purple Star Emperor Star and destroy their lair. With the Palace of Time and Space in his hands, he said this with full confidence. The overall strength of the Ziwei Emperor Star system is only one level higher than the Milky Way. Not much higher. The realm of a domain master is the realm of domination above the star domain level. If he is given some time, he Xiao Yi can also be promoted to the domination realm. And the beast girls can also be promoted to the domination realm. The domination realm poses no threat. Looking at Xiao Yi's confident smile, the queen ancestor also smiled. She stared at Xiao Yi for a long time, then said eagerly, Human Emperor, has the memory of the God of Destiny been restored? You promised me before that after her memory is restored, you would transform my body for me, so that I can have the body of a cosmic creature that uses me as a seed. My realm has been stagnant at the perfect Emperor realm for more than 100,000 years. I want to become stronger. Xiao Yi nodded, recovered. Yesterday, the reincarnation spirit broke through to the star realm and restored the memory of the destiny spirit. As for body modification, if you need it, I will naturally not refuse. But, when he said this, his face looked a little strange. The first queen was anxious. But what? Xiao Yi moved his lips and said, to transform your body, you need to combine it with a full body massage. You must be naked. I will massage you inch by inch and reshape your body structure. You'll have to pay a lot. The first queen waved her hand speechless lie. Isn't it just for you to see and touch? If the reincarnation gods can do it, so can I. It's just a body modification. It's not something shady. She already liked Xiao Yi, so she let Xiao Yi see her body and that was it. It would be great if I could marry Xiao Yi in the future. Xiao Yi was silent for a moment, then said, okay, but I have to make a statement first. When you transform my body, you can imprison me and then strengthen me. The reincarnation spirit did that, forcing me to be responsible for her. You are the first queen. You wouldn't do that, right? The first queen's eyes lit up. Can you still do this? Will you really take responsibility? Xiao Yi was stunned, and the corner of his mouth twitched. What? Do you still want to imitate me? I warn you, I don't like being passive. I like being active. Whether it's a beast girl or a god, I don't like being forced. The god of samsara really annoys me. If she can't help the god of fate recover his memory, I don't want to bother with her. The first queen curled her lips and said, forget it. I won't mess around, okay? Xiao Yi stared at her for a long time. Fuck. The first queen really had that idea. What's up with these gods? The god of reincarnation wants to marry him. Does the first queen want to marry him too? The first queen blushed when she was looked at. She lowered her head slightly and raised her hand to lift her fallen hair to her ears, revealing her delicate white earlobes and fair neck. Xiao Yi coughed and said, it may take several hours to transform the body. It would be a waste of time if we were on Blue Star. Let's go into the Palace of Time and Space. He waved his hand and a golden light gate appeared, and he stepped into it. The first queen's heart was pounding. She looked down at her own graceful figure and thought to herself, I hope the emperor will like me, and then I can be his wife. I wonder where my sister is. The emperor has let down his guard against me now and has enough trust in me. All I need is a chance to confess my feelings to him, warm up our relationship, and become his wife. I really envy that guy Lun Hui, who became the wife of the emperor so quickly. I have worked hard for a long time, but we are still just friends. Feeling depressed, she took a step forward and entered the golden light gate. The golden light gate disappeared with a flash. Chapter 624, Solving the Physical Defects of the First Queen. Inside the Palace of Time and Space, the first queen looked at the villa complex with curiosity. It's so cold and deserted here, with so many houses. Can you, beast girl, live there? Or I can ask all the gods in my camp to live here as well. Xiao Yi took her to the villa next to Gu Qingcheng. When he heard her words, he staggered and almost fell. He waved his hand hastily and rejected it. No, only my beast girls and my gods can live in the Temple of Time and Space. Outsiders are not allowed to enter. The first queen's pretty face inexplicably turned red and her eyes became vague. Outsiders are not allowed to enter. Does the human emperor mean that I am also his god? Oh, I haven't confessed yet. Xiao Yi opened the door of the villa and said with a smile, I will transform your body right here in this villa. The spirit of destiny is right next door. You should be able to sense her aura. The first queen was overjoyed. When she entered the villa, it was as if she was looking at a wedding room. She felt sweet and excited inside. She walked through all the rooms like a leaping deer, her eyes full of joy. Human emperor, is this villa mine? I can come into the palace of time and space anytime, right? Xiao Yi frowned and said, the place to stay temporarily. You are not my wife, so you cannot come into the palace of time and space at will. The first queen's excited heart seemed to be grabbed by a huge hand, and it suddenly became empty, and a look of loss appeared on her pretty face. I was so happy for nothing. I thought the human emperor treated me as his wife. Alas, does the human emperor have any such thoughts about me? If I confess directly, will he reject me? After the emperor's refusal, can we still get along as friends like before? The first queen was worried and anxious, and pouted her cherry lips in dissatisfaction. Xiao Yi looked at her changing expression and said hesitantly, Queen, if you feel that massage is not appropriate, I can provide you with the practice method of the way of the gods. Although it is more difficult to advance than the path of the universe's living beings, you can still advance all the way. The first queen panicked. No, I'd love to show you everything. It's okay to get started. Xiao Yi. The first queen realized that she had let the cat out of the bag. Her pretty face turned red, and her eyes avoided. Let's start transforming our bodies. She pulled Xiao Yi into the bedroom. In front of him, he took off his clothes and faced Xiao Yi very calmly. Some can't wait. The first queen straightened her body and boasted, Human emperor, how about it? Are you satisfied with my body? Compared to your beast girls, mine is no worse than any of them. With a gurgling sound, Xiao Yi swallowed his saliva and said, Lie down. I will deduce your exclusive massage secret method in my mind first. Once the success rate reaches over 80, we will proceed with the formal massage process. The first queen is really amazing. Very top-notch. Very perfect. Without any flaws at all. Even though he had more than a dozen beast girls, he still had to say something. Queen, worthy of being the queen. When the first queen saw him staring at her, the corners of her mouth curled up slightly, and she felt very satisfied. You old pervert. I'll take advantage of you. It would be even better if you just pounced on me and fucked me. Xiao Yi urged, why are you still standing there? Lie down. Each god has a different secret method for transforming their bodies. I need to deduce it first. The first queen nodded and lay down. Xiao Yi stood not far away and stared intently. Turn on the template adjuster's profiling feature. Space origin body. Physical defect. The body that holds one's will is fundamentally different from a living being. It cannot be cultivated and must rely on the advancement of its original body to break through the realm. Solution transform into the body of a cosmic creature that uses the body as a seed. And the transformation massage secret method can be extracted. Xiao Yi extracted the secret massage technique and began to practice it in his mind. The massage secret method for transforming the body is millions more difficult than the massage secret method for solving the template problem. Even though he helped the reincarnation god transform his body last time, the practice speed this time has been accelerated, but it still takes a lot of time. He stared intently at the crystal clear body of the first queen, which was as pure as jade without any impurities, and gradually practiced the secret massage method in his mind. The first queen smiled heavily and said, Human emperor, my body was condensed with the help of my sister, the time queen. It is much more complex than the body of the reincarnation god. Just watch. The drill is progressing very slowly. Why don't you just get started and get familiar with my space origin body? Xiao Yi's expression was serious. Don't talk. I've reached the critical step in my rehearsal. The first queen shut up, but she spread her limbs and did the splits. Xiao Yi almost broke through the defense, and waited until the key steps were completed before speaking. Queen, what are you doing? There is no need to do this. The queen smiled faintly. You won't do anything, so I'll open my hands and feet so you can see more clearly. Xiao Yi gave a thumbs up. Queen, you are really a community hero. So generous. The queen smiled and said proudly, no matter what happens, I, the queen, have never been afraid. Whether I'm facing the demon lord of the White Horse Galaxy, the Starry Sky Officer, or you, I won't be afraid. She was very proud in her heart, and the human emperor's eyes were so wide open that they almost popped out. What does this mean? It means she is pretty. But Xiaoyi's next words made her break down. Do you often show it to others? How can you be so skilled? The queen's smile froze. Her hair stood on end like a kitten's fur. And she retorted, nonsense. I have never shown these 3 female gods to anyone except the god of destruction, the god of reincarnation, and my sister. Even if I were a fellow spirit, I wouldn't open my limbs like this. You're still the only male in the world who looks at my body. Human Emperor, do you think I'm casual? Xiaoyi waved his hand, and while deciding the secret method in his mind, he said, no, I'm just talking casually. The first queen snorted. Don't say that casually. I will only show him the human emperor who is recognized by my queen. Xiaoyi was somewhat confused. The human emperor he recognized. Are there any other human emperors in this world? Although the first queen said this, her beautiful face, as red as a ripe apple, betrayed her inner unrest at the moment. She is also shy. She just tries not to show it. Regardless of whether this body can attract the human emperor and make him fall in love with her, she must leave the ranks of gods and embark on the path of cultivation of the creatures of the universe. She has been stuck in the emperor realm for more than 100,000 years, and has tried thousands of times to break through to the star domain realm without success. As long as her body transformation is completed, she can try to break through to the star domain realm. Half an hour passed as the two of them laughed and played. Xiaoyi finished practicing the secret method of transforming his body in his mind, and said with a serious expression, Queen, I have completed my deduction. You can now officially begin the massage. Are you ready? The first queen said carelessly, I'm ready. Go ahead. I can handle it. Okay. Xiaoyi started directly. Chapter 625, The First Queen's Little Thoughts. The secret method of transforming the body is a full body massage transformation, combined with a template adjuster to transform the internal structure of the body. The transformation of DNA, genes, meridians, acupuncture, etc. This is a big project. Xiaoyi needs to massage and transform the limbs, torso, and head of the first queen one after another, and use the power of template adjustment to transform it into the body of a cosmic creature with his body as a seed. Queen, massage the limbs first, then the torso, and finally the head. During the massage, you may feel very intense pain. If you can't help but scream out loud, just scream. I won't laugh at you. The first queen snorted. I can scream? That's nonsense. I'm the queen. Wait a minute. Human emperor, do you prefer an empress who can scream, or an empress who can't scream? Xiaoyi's mouth twitched. Are you kidding? We're just having a normal massage. He stopped talking nonsense and got straight to work. The first step is a pair of jade feet. With his rough big hands, he directly grabbed the crystal jade feet of the first queen. This jade foot is white with a hint of red, and as crystal clear as jade. It looks like a work of art. Very perfect. It feels cool and smooth to the touch, and there is no athlete's foot. It also smells lightly fragrant. People always say that whether your feet smell or not can be determined by your face, but the first queen didn't need to look at her face. She could tell by just smelling it that the fragrance was very sweet. Xiaoyi swallowed with a gulp. The aroma was much better than roasted pig's trotters. If he took a bite, it would definitely taste delicious. What is he thinking? He would never bite jade feet. Absolutely not. Never nibbled it. He assured again and again. The first queen saw him swallowing his saliva, and asked in confusion, Human Emperor, is there any problem? Xiaoyi shook his head and threw away the distracting thoughts in his mind. No problem. I was just wondering if you will get married in the future and which creature in the universe will get you married. Anyone who marries you must have saved the galaxy in their previous life. He found the acupuncture points on the human body and started massaging them directly. Massage techniques include pricking, rubbing, knocking, kneading, hammering and so on. The first queen felt very painful, took a breath, and said, Human Emperor, didn't you save the galaxy not long ago? Without you, the starry sky battlefield's defenses might completely collapse. Human Emperor, do you want me to get married? After Xiaoyi finished massaging the first ACU point on the foot, he began to massage the second ACU point on the human body. Piss. The queen took another breath of cold air. The pain, this pain that goes deep into the bone marrow and penetrates the will, is real pain. No wonder the reincarnation god screamed so loudly last time. She, the queen, could hardly hold back and scream out loud. Xiaoyi said with a serious expression, whether you marry or not is up to you. It's just that you are a god, so your thoughts may be a little different from humans, so it's normal for you to be single. He used the power of the template adjuster to transform the internal structure of the jade foot while massaging it. In just such a short period of time, A few drops of sweat appeared on his forehead. The body transformation massage method is really tiring. He wiped his forehead, and there was still a fragrance on his hands. He put it to his nose and sniffed it, and he felt a lot better. The first queen said "Doh" and felt a little dissatisfied. I have already reminded you that you saved the galaxy and are qualified to marry me. You stupid fool. Why don't you understand what I mean? But then, her face turned pale and she chirped. It hurts. It hurts so much. Even though she was the first queen, she could not endure this pain that was like crushing bones and scattering ashes. The gentle hum of a royal sister with a hint of majesty rang out in the room. This is the queen's exclusive hum. Xiao Yi wiped the sweat from his forehead again and began to transform the occupants on the other foot of the first queen. As for the queen's moans, he had no intention of listening to them. Even if he heard them, he would not have cared to pay attention to them. The first queen covered her face with her hands. Her face turned red, and steam came out of her head. She actually screamed in front of the human emperor. It's so embarrassing. I am the first queen, the most powerful deity except for the queen of time. How can I scream like that? Or scream out loud in front of your sweetheart? She opened her hands that were covering her face and looked at Xiao Yi's expression with shy eyes. I found that he didn't pay any attention at all. Queen, is my voice so unattractive? Xiao Yi was massaging hard, putting his whole heart into it, so he had no time to guess what the queen was thinking. An hour passed and I finally finished massaging my limbs. Next comes the body massage. Staring at the first queen's erect body, he coughed. Queen, next is the body. Are you ready? The first queen looked at him dimly and said, Be ready. Xiao Yi nodded. Transforming your body may cause you more pain. You must restrain the riot of your origin. Otherwise this villa will be easily destroyed. The first queen hummed. After Xiao Yi gave the instructions, he started working directly. There are far more acupuncture points on the torso than on the limbs. The massage project has also reached the intermediate step, soft and smooth to the touch. Xiao Yi swore that he was concentrating on the massage and there was not a single filth in his heart. The complexity of the massage project did not allow him to think about anything else, so he had to focus on transforming his body. Otherwise, if there is a slight mistake or the massage fails, the first queen will lose this body and need to be reshaped. The first queen's body seems to be sensitive, especially the key parts. During the massage, she couldn't bear the heart-nicking pain and cried out. At first, she was shy. But when she found that the human emperor didn't pay any attention to her, she let go, opened her heart, and screamed when she felt pain. The sound traveled far away, with a range of up to 10 kilometers. Even the god of destiny and Gu King Wusheng next door heard it. Xiao Yi was massaging and was very surprised. No way. The reincarnation god wouldn't shout as exaggerated as he said. You, the first queen, are even more exaggerated than the god of reincarnation. Didn't you say you are the queen and you are not afraid of anything? But it must be said that the exclusive cry of the first queen is indeed very special. He sped up the process and reached the maximum speed. An hour later, the body massage was completed and it was time for the final step of the transformation project. Head. Xiao Yi walked to the head of the first queen, looked at her red face and confused eyes, and slapped her on the head. Hey, queen, wake up. The look on your face makes it seem like I did something to you. The first queen's ears turned red, and she said shyly, Actually, I don't mind what you do to me. Xiao Yi was dumbfounded. What? The first queen quickly changed her words. I said you give me a massage. I won't mind. Have we reached the final step? Emperor, could you please be gentler about the head? I'm embarrassed to scream when you look at me like that. Xiao Yi's mouth twitched. Okay, I'll try to be gentle. But let me make it clear first. Body transformation is to transform the structure inside your brain. The pain won't be reduced too much. Yeah. The first queen nodded repeatedly. Chapter 626 Queen, do you like me? Xiao Yi performed the head massage very smoothly and finished it in an hour. However, the first queen's bright eyes kept staring at him meaningfully, making him unable to let go. That look was like that of a young girl in spring, staring blankly at her lover, feeling both shy and yearning. Xiao Yi was wary of this kind of look. The first queen likes. Could this be one of the three great illusions in life? Do you like me? This is the first queen. Okay, all the massages are complete. Your body has been perfectly transformed into the body of a cosmic creature. The wool body has been transformed into a soul body. You must take better care of your body now. Don't be as reckless as before. Otherwise, if you die, you will really die and there will be no resurrection. The restrictions that Blue Star has placed on you have also been lifted. You are still in control of the origin of space. but you are not restricted by the level of the origin of space. Xiao Yi sat on the chair, staring at the crystal jade body, waving fists on the ground with clear eyes, and spoke. It was not known whether the first queen did it intentionally or unintentionally, but she was naked and punched on the spot, facing Xiao Yi. The posture was very beautiful, and the punches were also very beautiful. Fortunately, only Xiao Yi had seen it. Otherwise, other tough guys would definitely be attracted to this beautiful woman's fist. Queen, I'll wait for you outside. Xiao Yi walked out calmly. The first queen stopped what she was doing, looked a little resentful, and entered the bathroom. I secretly learned some human ants and performed it especially for you, but you didn't appreciate it. You're such a straight man. Half an hour later, the two arrived at the Blue Star Wilderness Base City through the Golden Light Gate. In the pavilion, Xiao Yi looked at the first empress wearing a golden phoenix robe and said with a smile, "Let's say goodbye now, and see you again if we are lucky enough. The memory of the dot of destiny has been restored, and there is no crisis on Blue Planet at the moment." The first queen shook her head and said, "People from the Z-Way galaxy will come again. We must not be careless. Maybe I'll need your help in the future." Xiao Yi was stunned, his face flushed. "I almost forgot about this. If someone from the Z-Way galaxy comes, notify me immediately and I will come." The first queen nodded and said secretly, "Don't try to get rid of me. I've seen my body, and I will only marry you from now on. I just don't know if the human emperor has that kind of thoughts about me. Sigh. My body should be very perfect. So wouldn't the human emperor be moved when he sees it? Speak of Cao Cao and he will appear." Xiao Yi and the first queen's faces changed as they heard a powerful or a rippling from outside the blue star, accompanied by a resounding and vast sound. "First Empress, the Secretary General of the Purple Star Territory Lord is here. Why don't you hurry up and welcome him?" The two looked at each other, and their spiritual thoughts spread out, and they suddenly saw the dragon car floating in the starry sky outside the blue star. A 9-headed dragon was pulling a car, and next to the car were 8 powerful, purple-skinned, human-like creatures. In the car, there was also a powerful man with an even more powerful aura. When Xiao Yi and the first queen arrived here, their faces changed. The 9-headed dragon is at the perfect level of the Emperor realm, and the 8 purple-skinned creatures guarding the Sadat are at the Star realm. The person sitting in the luxurious car had an even more powerful aura, and his realm seemed to be above the Star Domain realm. This lineup is the most powerful lineup ever seen by aliens in invading the Milky Way. Unprecedented and unparalleled. The 8 purple-skinned creatures locked their eyes on the ancestral queen and Xiao Yi, and the powerful star realm pressure poured down on the two of them. Xiao Yi and the first queen's bodies shook several times, as if they were hit by 100 million large trucks. The two men bent their legs and almost fell to their knees. Xiao Chu exerted his strength successfully and pushed back the pressure from the Star Domain realm. With a loud bang, the pressure from him alone was comparable to that from the 8 purple-skinned star realm beings, and he even had the upper hand and pressed back. The 8 purple-skinned star realm beings bent their legs, sweating profusely, and looked horrified. You are only at the first level of the star realm. Why do you have such a powerful pressure? 8 of us are not as good as just one of you. You are not from the Milky Way. It is impossible for the Milky Way to produce such a terrifying and powerful person." The burly Secretary General in the luxurious car opened the door and walked out gracefully. With a slight wave of his hand, he dispersed the pressure from both sides. A mysterious and vast array emerged from his body. But he did not hurt Xiao Yu and the first queen. He just smiled politely and said, "This one should be the first queen." Then, "Sir, may he ask which young master of the universe clan you are?" The first queen felt a chill in her heart when the Secretary General stared at her. Although this person was smiling, his smile gave people the feeling that he was hiding a dagger, and there were countless schemes in his eyes. Xiao Yi said calmly, "You are not qualified to know my origins. What brings you to the Milky Way?" Secretary Hua Jiui's pupils shrank and a feeling of fear emerged in his heart. The young man in front of him looked very young, less than 100 years old, but his realm had reached the first level of the Star Domain realm. Moreover, it is a very powerful Star Domain realm, comparable to the Star Domain realm of the geniuses on the list of geniuses of all races in the universe. This kind of person might be the young master of a great clan in the universe, and he is not someone that Zawei Emperor Star can afford to provoke. He clasped his fists and said politely, "Sir, I am the Secretary General of Ziwei Emperor Star. The first queen violated the laws of the Beast Hunter Star Domain. We are here to capture her and take her to Ziwei Emperor Star to be punished. Please don't hinder us. We are also acting according to the law." The first queen looked at Xiao Yi in surprise, then turned and said, "Secretary General, Don't you just want to capture me and send me to your domain master to play with? I'm telling you, forget it. She approached Xiaoyi, pressed her graceful body against him, hugged him tightly with both hands, and said with a hint of shyness on her face, I am already his. You are no longer Huang Daji Yui's daughter. Xiaoyi was slightly shocked. What was the queen doing? The Secretary General glanced at the first queen and shook his head, saying, First Queen, your face tells me that you are still innocent. As for your relationship, I can't see through it. Sir, please move aside. We must capture the first queen and punish her. Xiaoyi curled his lips, raised his hand and patted the first queen's shoulders, and said calmly, What if I don't let you? The Secretary General looked grim. Not allowed? The 8 purple-skinned star realms surrounded them directly. You won't let me? Then you'll die. Boy! Secretary General, why should we be afraid of him? The aura of this man shows that he is a human from the Milky Way. Yes. This unique aura from the ancestral planet of mankind can only be from humans from Blue Star. The humans from the great clans of the universe have been away from their ancestral planet for so many years that the unique aura on their bodies has long since changed. The Secretary General's eyes changed and his brows furrowed. Is he really a human from Blue Planet? But it is impossible for humans on Blue Star to reach the star domain realm before the age of 100, etc. He waved his hand, and the 8 star realms retreated. The Secretary General smiled and said, We will give you face and not arrest the first queen for the time being. Let's go. He needs to investigate the origins of this human being before making any plans. Xiaoyi was hugged tightly by the first queen. He frowned and watched them leave. They were leaving now? Chapter 627 Human Emperor. I like you. Xiaoyi looked at the disappearing figure, thinking in his heart, Secretary General of the Purple Emperor Star Domain, Lord of the Beast Hunter Star Domain? His realm should be above the Star Domain realm. The Domination realm is more than 100 times stronger than the Star Domain realm. Even he doesn't dare to say that he can take down the Secretary General. How would he respond if the Secretary General returned? As he thought about it, Xiaoyi felt something was wrong. He suddenly felt a tingling sensation on his chest, as if a small hand was caressing it. When he looked down, he was dumbfounded. The first queen was hanging on him, her pretty face was slightly flushed, and her small hands kept drawing circles on his chest. Those proud and bright eyes also revealed curiosity. Tutson says, Human Emperor, your chest is so strong and broad. Use it as a pillow for sleeping. It should be very comfortable when you sleep. Xiaoyi grabbed her soft and boneless little hand and said, Speechless lie, Empress, why have you become so indecent? The threat from the Purple Star Emperor hasn't been resolved yet, and yet you're thinking about this. It's like you're in heat. Go down quickly. The first queen curled her lips and came down reluctantly. Before coming down, she touched it secretly and laughed. She looks just like a nymphomaniac. Xiaoyi said in a deep voice, The Secretary General somehow let you go, but he will most likely come again. We need to think of a way to deal with it. The first queen's eyes rolled around, full of cunning. Then the Secretary General probably saw that you were so young in the Star Realm and was concerned about your background, so he didn't arrest me right away. Human Emperor, do you want me to be captured and used as a plaything by the Purple Star Territory Lord? If you want, I can definitely do it. Xiaoyi shook his head. You have given so much to the Milky Way and Blue Star. You are the queen after all. How can you become a plaything? I certainly don't hope so. Alas, why aren't you worried? They are so powerful. If the Secretary General fails, I'm afraid there will be more powerful creatures coming to capture you. The first queen laughed and said, Human Emperor, didn't the Territory Lord take a fancy to me, because I am the daughter of Huang Daji Yui? I have a way to break the Domain Master's covetousness towards me. Xiaoyi's eyes lit up. Miss Huang? Actually, I have a solution. It will definitely work. The first queen was overjoyed. Her pretty face flushed, and she lowered her head shyly. Whatever you want, I can do anything. The Human Emperor must be interested in her. Otherwise I wouldn't have thought of this. Xiaoyi took a look at the graceful first queen and said shockingly, Why don't you just change your gender? After you change your character, we will be brothers. After you grow up through cultivation, we will defeat the Purple Star Emperor together. The Milky Way belongs to the Beast Hunter Star Domain. The Milky Way can also be the Emperor Star Domain. After defeating the Purple Star Emperor, Blue Star will be the Emperor Star of the Beast Hunter Star Domain. I will be the Domain Lord and you will be the Secretary General. The more he spoke, the more excited he became. He felt that this method was very feasible and his eyes lit up. The first queen's face darkened, the corners of her mouth twitched, and she complained, What an inhuman method you have. I, The first queen, have always been a woman and will be a woman my whole life. It is impossible for me to change my sex to become a man. Besides, although gods don't care that much about their bodies, once they condense, many things cannot be changed. They can't change their genders whenever they want. Like ordinary humans. She was speechless. The Emperor of Mankind actually came up with such a low-level method. Xiao Yi said worriedly, well, if you don't want to, forget it. So you said you have a solution. What is it? The first queen's face turned red again, with shyness in her eyes. She poked Xiao Yi's arm with her finger. She said shyly, I can just become a woman. That territory lord is the supreme ruler of the beast hunter star territory after all. He must have his own pride. Now that I have become a woman, is it possible that he will still be interested in me? Xiao Yi nodded, thinking it made sense. That domain lord, high above, controls everything and is the supreme ruler of the beast hunting star domain. It should be impossible that he is like the thief cow in previous history who specifically likes women. The first queen looked surprised, and the human emperor nodded, indicating that he agreed. As long as the human emperor does something to her, she can legitimately become the human emperor's wife. Xiao Yi looked at the proud face of the first queen. Queen, do you have someone you like? Which god do you like? Go find him and I'll be your matchmaker and notary to sign your marriage certificate. The first queen's face fell. She gritted her teeth, and her eyes were about to spit fire. Human emperor, I made it so obvious, but you didn't understand what I meant. You are such a blockhead and so stubborn. How did you manage to subdue so many beast girls? You can't even see this. She gritted her teeth and snorted. On the blue planet, I don't think highly of any gods. They are not as good as me. Forget it. I can just find a random god to marry and become a woman. Human emperor, do you really want to be our matchmaker? Xiao Yi said with a little regret. Do you really want to marry a god? Well, everything is up to you. He turned around and muttered. I wanted the queen to marry me, but she didn't say she liked me. So forget it. That's right. How could a battle fanatic like the queen possibly like a man? A deity like her should be alone for the rest of her life. When the first queen heard what he said before, a look of despair emerged in her heart. The human emperor actually wanted her to marry another god. This shows that the human emperor has no desire for her at all. Alas, is she not pretty enough? Her figure not good enough? Her realm not high enough? Her qualifications not good enough? It's not to the emperor's taste. But when she heard Xiao Yi's whispered words, her whole body shook, and the despair in her heart disappeared in an instant, replaced by endless joy and excitement. She opened her arms, threw herself forward, and pressed her whole body against Xiao Yi, hugging him tightly, and said excitedly, Human Emperor, I knew you had some feelings for me. I won't go looking for the gods anymore. I'll just marry you. You don't need to be a matchmaker. Just get married to me directly. I like you. Xiao Yi was in a trance for a moment. The queen actually liked him. It was not just his illusion. My goodness. This is the first queen. It took him a long time to come back to his senses and said, Queen, I have many beast girls. Are you serious? The first queen nodded firmly. It's more real than real gold. Chachuli felt a little bit of joy in his heart. He looked calm and said with a smile, Then let's make a contract. After your body is transformed, you can sign a contract. Just like humans, young boys and girls sign a contract and transform into fierce beasts together. However, the gods are the original controllers of the incarnations without gender. For us humans, signing a contract means getting married. The first queen knew this. The last time the reincarnated gods signed a contract with the human emperor, she responded happily, No problem. Chapter 628, Signing a Contract with the Queen. Xiao Yi opened the golden light gate, and the first queen quietly took his hand and entered the palace of time and space together. He came to the villa of the god of destiny, and called out Gu King Cheng and the god of destiny. Looking at the two people behaving intimately, the god of destiny understood and said with a smile, My husband, the first empress, are you two together? Gu King Cheng was stunned. Xiao Yi nodded, a little embarrassed, and said, Destiny, Sister King Cheng, in order to deal with the crisis in the Beast Hunter Star region, I plan to sign a contract with the queen and become husband and wife. Besides, the queen likes me. She said she will never marry anyone else but me. You know I am a helpful person. I can't bear to see others lonely all their lives. I am so kind that I plan to marry the queen. The first queen Gu King Cheng was stunned. The god of destiny burst out laughing, rolled his eyes, and said speechless lie. My husband, do you think we will believe what you said? You are just greedy for the queen's body. Just sign the contract. As long as you are willing, we will not stop you, nor will we exclude the first queen. The first queen was very happy and asked in surprise, Destiny, Gu Qingcheng, do you agree that I can be with the human emperor? Thank you so much. You are so generous. Gu Qingcheng smiled and said, I have no objection. Old Gu told me before that you are also my husband's beloved. I can accept that. But it's useless for both of us to agree. If you want to marry my husband, Bingxi must agree. The spirit of fate teased, Husband, have you told Bingxi about this? Xiaoyi looked embarrassed and waved his hands. How could he dare to tell Cheng Bingxi? The first queen was suspicious. Bingxi? That beautiful young woman with the most ordinary figure. Cheng Bingxi. Human emperor. You are still afraid of your wife. Xiaoyi's old face flushed. Now the matter is urgent. I haven't had time to tell Bingxi. Otherwise, when those people from the Beast Hunter Star region come, they will take the queen away and give her to the region lord to play with. Okay. I will explain to Bingxi. Now, you two will act as notaries. The queen and I are about to sign a contract. There was a high probability that the group led by the Secretary General of the Beast Hunting Star Domain would come again, so we had to take measures to resist quickly. The God of Destiny gave a thumbs up, and said, whether in sarcasm or praise, My husband, you are amazing. You accepted a new female spirit without even telling my elder sister. I hope that after big sister finds out, she won't skin you alive. Now the eldest sister's realm is the star realm, which is higher than us older generations. If she does anything, we can't protect you. The first queen was somewhat moved that the human emperor had silently taken on everything for her. She thanked, Human emperor, I will work with you to explain the situation to big sister. Let's make a contract. Okay. Xiaoyi immediately activated the chain of rules for concluding the contract. Upon seeing this, the first queen also responded by proposing to conclude a contract. A mysterious golden chain emerged from the two people's bodies, touching each other and merging together. In an instant, a special feeling and connection appeared in the hearts of the two. The contract is concluded. The first queen was very excited. Finally, she became the wife of the human emperor. She took Xiaoyi by the hand, walked into the villa next door, entered the bedroom, and pushed him down. The God of Destiny and Gu Qingcheng stood outside the door with complicated expressions. My husband, you are really brave. I hope he has figured out how to tell Bingxi. On the other side, in a corner of the Milky Way, a 9-headed dragon was pulling a car and hovering in the sky. The Secretary General looked unhappy and said, The first queen is the woman that the Territory Lord has set his eyes on, and he has repeatedly stressed that he must capture her. We have to think of a way. We can't go back empty-handed. Otherwise we will definitely be punished by the Territory Lord. The captain of the purple creatures clasped his fists and said respectfully, Secretary General, the aura of that human boy is indeed the pure aura of humans from the ancestral star. Humans with this aura must be born and raised on the ancestral star. It's impossible for such a person to have a great background. The Secretary General frowned. What about his realm? 100-year-old genius in the star realm is rare even among the great clans in the universe. The captain of the purple creature suggested, Secretary General, I will go to the human ancestral planet to investigate that kid and see if he has ever come into contact with the great races in the universe. If they have come into contact with us, they will definitely leave behind the aura of the great cosmic race. I can sense it. If there is no breath of the universe clan, then the boy must have had some adventures. After all, Blue Star is the ancestral star of mankind, so it is normal to have some special adventures. The Secretary General relaxed his frown and waved his hand. Go ahead. Then, find out as much information about that guy as possible. Remember, don't reveal your scent. The captain of the purple creature bowed and said, As you command. He disappeared in a flash and headed for the blue star. The other 7 purple creatures looked at each other. Secretary General, what should we do? How about we go to Blue Star together to investigate that human boy? Yes, there is strength in numbers, and the investigation will be faster. The Secretary General snorted coldly. We just stay here and wait for your captain. Your captain is at the peak of the star realm after all. It's easy for him to investigate a person's information. He was depressed. The first queen is not just a plaything to the Territory Lord. The Territory Lord wanted to capture the secret of the first queen, and he happened to know it. The Domain Lord is also a cosmic practitioner of the origin of space. He has reached perfection in the domination realm and is only one step away from entering the galaxy realm. The Domain Lord accidentally obtained a secret method of dual cultivation. As long as he practiced dual cultivation, he could advance, as if he was cheating. However, The other party in dual cultivation must also be a powerful being of the same attributes. The first queen happened to be at the Space Origin Emperor realm and was about to break through to the Star Domain realm. The Domain Lord planned to train her to the Domination realm, and then they could practice dual cultivation together and become stronger together. The Domain Lord also specifically stated that the first queen must be a virgin. The Secretary General sighed. The relationship between that human boy and the first queen is somewhat unusual. What if the first queen loses her virginity? Time passed slowly and 10 minutes went by. The captain of the purple creatures came back and said happily, "Mr. Secretary General, we have found out all the information about that kid. I'll transmit it to you right away." He waved his hand, and a purple light shot out and jumped onto the Secretary General's hand. The Secretary General checked and found no problem, then used his divine sense to read the information. Xiao Yi was an orphan born in Sunshine Welfare Home and was brought up by the old director who died last year. Last year, Xiao Yi awakened his talent as an SSS level beastmaster and signed contracts with Cheng Bingxi, Nangong Xiao, Liu Yan and other beast girls. In just 1 year, he grew to the Star Domain realm. The Secretary General was shocked. He is really a native of Blue Star. In just 1 year, he broke through to the Star Domain realm. What kind of perversion is this? He was in shock for a long time and took several deep breaths. After a long time, he calmed down and asked, "Did you find any traces of the Cosmic Clan on Blue Star?" The captain of the purple creatures shook his head. "No, there is no trace or breath of the Cosmic Clans on the entire blue planet. I dare to conclude that the boy must have had some kind of adventure, which allowed him to break through the star realm in a short period of time." Chapter 629 Queen, Human Emperor. I will definitely defeat you next time. At this time, in the Palace of Time and Space, 8 hours passed, 16 hours in total. The battle between Xiao Yi and the First Queen has ended. Xiao Yi walked out of the villa with his head held high in a dignified manner, followed by the First Queen whose legs were so weak that she was trembling as she walked. "Fuck. My First Queen has never been defeated in a battle in her life. But this time she was defeated so thoroughly that she had no power to resist at all." When the First Queen thought of how she had begged for mercy just now, her cheeks turned hot and red. The human emperor is truly powerful. She was at a disadvantage throughout. She doesn't have any tricks, so her fighting style is a bit reckless. But this doesn't give her an advantage. She was defeated every time, and the human emperor won every time. But she refused to accept it, and the human emperor finally defeated her. The god of destiny and Gu Qingcheng were still waiting outside the villa. Both of them were a little surprised. In the two people's impression, the First Queen was a person of very high class. But now, she actually walked out holding the wall. On the other hand, my husband Xiao Yi has an upright posture, is full of energy, and walks steadily and powerfully. He looked completely proud, as if he had returned triumphantly. The First Queen saw the two women and looked a little embarrassed. How embarrassing. Someone actually saw me like this. Our image as the founding empress will probably collapse in the future. The god of destiny and Gu Qingcheng went over to support the First Queen and chuckled. "Queen, don't be shy. Your husband is in the star realm. His realm and physique are dozens of times higher than yours. It's normal that you can't beat him." "Yes, we can't beat them either. If you want to defeat him in this kind of battle, you must catch up with him in realm." Upon hearing this, the First Queen straightened her body suddenly, and a raging fire burned in her proud and bright eyes, bursting out with dazzling light. She put one hand on her waist and pointed at Xiao Yi with the other, and said with fighting intent, "Human Emperor, I challenge you. Next time we fight, I will definitely defeat you. I will crush you." Xiao Yi was dumbfounded. "No way, sister. In this kind of battle, you must also compete and determine the winner." But the queen was already his wife, so he agreed. "Okay, queen wife, you can come fight me anytime, but this matter is not urgent. The most urgent thing is to resolve the matter of the Secretary General of the Beast Hunter Star region. You are already my deity, and I must make it clear to you that you must not have any affair with other men, whether physically, mentally, or physically. I'm a big germophobia in this regard. Once unfaithful, I'll never use it again." The First Queen listened carefully and nodded. Then, Xiao Yi brought the First Queen out of the Hall of Time and Space and came to the Mangyuan base city. As soon as the two of them appeared, they felt a huge divine consciousness locking onto them. The two men's faces changed and they rushed directly towards the source of the divine thoughts and arrived at a starry sky in the Milky Way. They are the Secretary General and his group of aliens who are staying in the starry sky. "Hello, sir." The Secretary General saluted politely. Xiao Yi waved his hand, If you have something to say, just say it. He knew that the Secretary General above the Star Domain realm would not leave so easily. As soon as he came out, he was actually locked. The Secretary General smiled and said, Xiao Yi, I see that you have extraordinary talent and your cultivation progress is rapid. I came to you this time because I want to recruit you into our Ziwei Emperor Star, and make you a member of ours Orient Emperor Star Jianjiaowei Hall. With your fighting power, you will definitely be able to crush the younger generation of the Tianjiaowei Hall and even catch up with the older generation of Tianjiaowei. Join us at Ziwei Emperor Star and work for us. We will open up cultivation resources to you, all cultivation resources that led directly to the domination realm, and all kinds of connections. Of course, you are only allowed to complete certain asks. We will not restrict your freedom at other times. What do you think? Xiao Yi's face was calm as he looked at the Secretary General quietly. The conditions proposed were very tempting, but there was no way he would go. He would be under various restrictions if he really went. There is no such thing as a carefree life on Blue Star. But now they want to capture the first queen, and if a fight breaks out, Xiao Yi might not be their match. So he said, give me 3 days to think about it, and I will give you an answer in 3 days. The Secretary General clasped his fists and spoke with respect. Okay, I'll give you 3 days to think about it. After 3 days, we will come to the Milky Way again. The 8 purple creatures gasped and said in surprise, if this kid joins our Tianjiaowei Hall, he might be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the former god of war Hong. Hong Zanshen was the former leader of the Tianjiaowei Hall. He suppressed all the Tianjiaowei in the Beast Hunter Star region for hundreds of thousands of years. He also entered the top 10,000 on the Tianjiaowei list of the 10,000 star clans, reaching the height of 9,999th. The current war god Hong is the most powerful person in our Beast Hunter Star Domain. He is the Star Domain war god. That his status is second only to the Domain Lord. In fact, there are many things that the Domain Lord has to listen to him. No, this kid can use the first level Star Realm Divine Sense to fight against 8 of us at the 10th level of the Star Realm, and even gain the upper hand. The genius of this level is probably much more terrifying than God of War Hong. As long as you join our Purple Star Emperor and receive focus training, you will definitely be the next Hong War God. Xiaozan Shan, how many places can you get on the Starry Sky 10,000 races, Starry Sky Pride rankings? 9,000th or 8,000th? After the purple creature talked, there was respect in his eyes when he looked at Xiao Yi. Even the Secretary General's look toward Xiao Yi contained a hint of flattery. As long as this kid doesn't die, he will be a more terrifying existence than God of War Hong in the future. At the age of 19, at the Star Domain realm, his talent is 100,000 times better than that of God of War Hong. When God of War Hong was promoted to the Star Domain realm, he was also nearly 100,000 years old. Xiao Yi felt the change in their eyes. He put his hands behind his back, held his chest high, and had a faint smile on his lips. The first queen secretly smacked her lips, her beautiful eyes gleaming with a strange light, and she felt proud of it. The human emperor. He used his talent to win the respect of the Secretary General and everyone else. The talent of the maximum mythical level is indeed enough to qualify. Among the myriad clans in the Starry Sky, only the direct descendants of the Starry Sky clan can possess mythical talents. Those whose talents have reached the maximum mythical level are comparable to the supreme clan leader of the Starry Sky clan. This is her husband, the human emperor of Blue Star, the trend of the universe. But at this moment, a purple creature pointed at the face of the first queen and said in surprise, Secretary General, look at her face. She seems to have just gone through a transformation from a girl to a young woman and lost her virginity. The other 7 purple creatures were shocked and captured the ancestral queen to be presented as a mate to the Domain Lord. Now that the first queen's innocence is gone, she has lost the qualifications to be the Domain Lord's maid. Doesn't that mean that their mission to the Milky Way has failed? What? The Secretary General's face suddenly changed, and the elegant smile on his face collapsed in an instant, replaced by an ugly look as if he had eaten shit. Chapter 630 The ugly daughter-in-law meets her parents-in-law. He looked carefully at the face of the first queen and his heart sank. This face indeed shows that she has lost her innocence and turned into a young woman. The Secretary General frowned, looking back and forth between Xiao Yi and the first queen, anger rising in his heart. The first queen was the woman chosen by the Territory Lord and was very important to him. But now, things had developed to this point. Xiao Yi was unhappy. You all are staring at my wife. I don't have any face left. He took a quick step forward, stood in front of the first queen, and said in a suppressed voice, why don't you leave quickly? I told you I'll give you an answer in 3 days. Don't even think about taking the first queen away. She is my wife. The first queen echoed. Give up on that idea. I won't go with you. I belong to Xiao Yi in life and to Xiao Yi in death. The captain of the purple creatures transmitted the message. Secretary General, should we take them both back by force? The Secretary General hesitated for a few seconds and said, now that things have come to this, we will report the truth to the Territory Lord. Xiao Yi, I hope you can join the Beast Hunter Star Territory, otherwise you too will be in danger. We have no grudges against each other, and I won't make things so ugly. That's all I have to say. It's up to you whether you can protect the first queen. Walk. He waved his hand and stepped into the car pulled by the 9-headed dragons. The dragon roared and pulled the car towards the depths of the starry sky. The 8 purple creatures accompanying them looked like a large and high-end lineup. The first queen frowned and said, Human Emperor, losing my virginity helped me resolve the crisis, but you got yourself into danger because of it. In the end, we still have to face the wrath of the Beast Hunter Star region. Does that Territory Lord think so highly of me? Xiao Yi shrugged and said with a smile, we still have 3 days. These 3 days are enough for us to advance to a higher realm. I just don't know what realm that domain master is at. There is no need to join the beast hunting star domain. He does not join any forces. But with the Palace of Time and Space in his hands, his safety will not be a problem, and becoming powerful is only a matter of time. But time? It seemed insignificant in front of the Palace of Time and Space. The most abundant thing he had was time. Xiao Yi's divine sense from the star realm swept out, covering the entire galaxy in an instant. The Secretary General and his entourage were nowhere to be seen. They had already left. Shaoqi held the hand of the first queen and immediately sent a message to all the beast girls using his divine mind. Major crisis. All beast girls and all gods gather in the Hall of Time and Space. After sending the message, he entered the Palace of Time and Space through the Golden Light Gate. Arrive at the center of the villa complex in the center of the world of the Palace of Time and Space. In the Super Hall, the God of Destiny and Gu Qingsheng arrived soon. The two looked surprised. Husband, what happened that you actually need to gather all of us together? Xiao Yi smiled and said, we will discuss this after all the beast goddess spirits have arrived. The first queen suddenly became a little nervous. I want to meet all the beast girls, especially the human emperor's queen, Cheng Bingxi. Just like an ugly bride about to meet her parents-in-law, she became nervous and uneasy. Moreover, this crisis was caused by her. If she had not married the human emperor, this crisis would not have implicated other people. Therefore, the Empress Ancestor, the former commander-in-chief of the Starry Sky battlefield, became like an ordinary person at this moment. Gu Qingsheng teased, husband, I don't think you can handle Sister Bingxi alone. Summon all the beast girls and gods at once. You will be torn to pieces by everyone. So many beast girls are jealous. You have to be prepared. The God of Destiny also had an expression of watching the fun, and seemed to be gloating. Xiao Yi stood straight, with a domineering aura bursting out of him. His eyes were firm and fearless, and he said calmly, why should I be afraid? Isn't it just Cheng Bingxi? Aren't they all beast girls? I suppressed it single and Ashen. They don't accept? I'll beat them until they accept, and then I'll pin them down and ravage them. There was a look of emotion in the first queen's eyes. The human emperor was so good to her that he actually wanted to go against everyone's opinion and take on everything for her alone. The God of Destiny and Gu Qingsheng suddenly wide and their eyes and pointed behind Xiao Yi. When Xiao Yi was speaking just now, Cheng Bingxi, Nan Gong Saya, Mu Qingzu, Liu and other girls had already come in. There was some anxiety on their faces, but after hearing Xiao Yi's words, their faces darkened, their eyes became sharp, and they surrounded Xiao Yi with gloomy faces. Xiao Yi was confused as they gathered in the middle and stammered, Bingxi, Saya, what are you going to do? Cheng Bingxi, Nangong Saya, Mu Qingzu and Liu Ya clenched their fists and said sinister lie. Xiao Yi, what did you just say? Say it again if you dare. Xiao Yi, our realms are all in the star domain realm. You can't beat so many of us. Xiao Yi, do you really want to fight all of us by yourself? Xiao Yi laughed awkwardly, shook his head suddenly, and said seriously, I can't remember what I said just now. Tell me who wants to hit you. I'll be the first to say no. If you dare to have thoughts about my wife, I will beat him to death. The God of Destiny and Gu Qingsheng burst out laughing. The first queen was stunned. What? The human emperor has such a humorous side. But didn't the human emperor just want to take on everything for me? I was moved. Cheng Bingxi, Nangong Saya, Liu Yamu and Qingzu attacked at the same time, twisting the soft flesh on Xiao Yi's waist 360 degrees with their small hands. They snorted coldly. Xiao Yi, you are so rebellious. You even pinned us down and ravaged us severely. Why don't you dare to take action? Are you afraid that you won't be strong enough and we will beat you up? We are all in the star realm. We are not afraid. Xiao Yi took a few breaths of cold air in pain, waved his hands and said, Okay, everyone is here. I have something serious to discuss. We can talk about playing and exercising when we have some free time. Sheng Bingshi, Nangong Xiao, Liu Yamyu and King Zhu withdrew their hands. At this time, the other beast girls and gods also arrived. Huang Fu Xiangling Yun Bingyun Shiziran Yizir are reincarnation gods. Adding the words of the goddess of destiny, Gu Qingsheng, the ancestral queen, there are a total of 13. As for the starry sky giant Zhang Zunan, she went to guard the gate at the entrance of the hall. Sheng Bingshi sat in the main seat in the hall, her eyes constantly looking at the first queen, and looking back and forth between the first queen and Xiao Yi. The other beast girls and gods sat on the side seats in the hall, staring at Xiao Yi with their sharp eyes. Xiao Yi laughed awkwardly, took the first queen's hand, walked to Sheng Bingshi, and said softly, Bingshi, the meeting you held said that I was not allowed to accept a new beast girl. I did not violate your rules, so I accepted a new god. Oh, no, it's two gods, the reincarnation gods and the first queen. He waved his hand, and the reincarnation spirit also came close to Sheng Bingshi. Xiao Yi pointed at the reincarnation spirit and the first queen and said, Reincarnation spirit, I took her under my wing so that she could practice faster and reach the star realm to help Sister Qingshen, the obsession body, now the destiny spirit, recover her memory. Sheng Bingshi nodded. I know about the reincarnation gods. Everyone knows it. Her voice suddenly turned cold, and she said, What about the first queen? The atmosphere became tense in an instant. Chapter 631 Shura Field. All the beast girls present stared at Xiao Yi's sinister lie, their eyes as sharp as knives. If looks could hurt, Xiao Yi would probably be pierced by thousands of arrows and riddled with holes by the dense rain of arrows. Xiao Yi smiled awkwardly. Bingshi, my wives, the first queen has been targeted by the Lord of the Beast Hunter Star Domain, who wants to tie her up and take her back as a plaything. In order to dispel the covetousnesses of the Lord of the Beast Hunter Star Domain, I stayed with the first queen and allowed her to transform and grow into a young woman. Only then will the Lord of the Beast Hunter Star Domain give up the first queen. Sheng Bingshi didn't appreciate it. Her gloomy face became even darker. She said, You are taking advantage of someone's misfortune. Xiao Yi, when did you become like this? The other beast girls said, Xiao Yi, you didn't even say hello to us when you first recruited a new spirit. And you even took advantage of us. You've changed. We are together because we are in love and willing to be together. But what about you? Sigh. As expected, men will change. They will become more and more difficult to satisfy. They will get tired of the old and love the new. I haven't exercised with you for 2 months. We have to queue up if we want to be intimate with you. Now that there is an empress, our importance in your heart is getting smaller and smaller. As they talked, some of them started wiping away tears, looking as if they had been cheated by a scumbag. Xiao Yi's heart seemed to be pulled, and he felt a little blocked. At this time, the first queen spoke up, focused her attention, clasped her fists and said, Madam, I was the one who seduced the emperor because I was attracted to him. He is an upright person with pure character. He is still the same human emperor you knew before. He has not changed his heart. Don't blame him. My dear ladies and sisters, if you don't like me, I can withdraw immediately, cancel the contract with the human emperor, and go to the main star system of the Beast Hunter Star region alone to be the plaything of the region lord. I promise that I will never appear before you again and will not have the slightest concern for the human emperor. She felt a little bitter inside. This crisis was caused by her, so it is understandable that Xiao Yi's beast girls reject her. But she is not a timid person and will take the initiative to take responsibility. Sheng Bingshi slammed the handle of the dragon crystal chair with her small hand, and a dull bang rang out, echoing in the ears of everyone present. The faces of all the beast girls at the scene changed. Hiss. Sister Bing, she is about to get angry. Sister Bing, she doesn't get angry easily, but once she gets angry, the sky will collapse, the mountains and rivers will fall, and Xiao Yi will be finished. Oh! Sister Bing, she had better give Xiao Yi a good beating so that he will learn his lesson and stop collecting new gods at random. That's right. We stipulated that he can no longer accept beast girls, but he actually accepted gods and took advantage of our language loopholes. He is so mean. It's actually okay. My husband's heart hasn't changed. He didn't force the first queen. Let's see what big sister will do. Xiao Yi looked at Sheng Bingshi anxiously and said, Bingshi, tell me what you want us to do. Sheng Bingshi took a deep breath. Her face returned to its calm state, and said, since you two are so united in love, it is impossible for us to separate you. First Queen, you are already Xiao Yi's deity, so you are not allowed to have the idea of becoming someone else's plaything. Yes, I won't allow you to even have any idea, otherwise I will firmly believe that you are mentally cheating, but I understand that you are trying to protect Xiao Yi, and you don't really want to become the plaything of that domain master, you are just saying it. So I won't punish you. Otherwise, there's no need for Xiao Yi to clean up the mess. I will get rid of you for him. Xiao Yi and the First Queen looked delighted. Sheng Bingshi agrees that they should be together. The First Queen bowed in gratitude and said, thank you so much, sister. Please rest assured that I will not violate the duties of women, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, or in action. I will not betray Xiao Yi. I swear on my soul. Otherwise, I will not enter reincarnation, but my soul will be destroyed. Sheng Bingshi nodded. The majesty of a big sister emanating from her body, enveloping the entire place. Looking at all the beast girls and gods around him, he said coldly, you two, I'm here to make it clear in advance that if anyone in our inner palace breaks the rules or betrays Xiao Yi, I will personally eliminate them. Don't think that you can just cancel the contract. If you betray Xiao Yi, no matter how good or close your relationship with Xiao Yi was, I will get rid of you. Don't say I'm cold and heartless then. When the beast girls heard this, they all nodded in agreement. None of them panicked, none of them worried, because they had never thought of betraying Xiao Yi, and they would definitely not betray Xiao Yi in the future. When alive, you are a member of the Xiao family. When dead, you are the soul of the Xiao family. Xiao Yi listened and was deeply moved. Not only did Sheng Bingshi not blame him, she also defended him and cared about him. Where can I find such a good wife? Oh, this kind of good wife is his. Not only Sheng Bingshi. Every beast girl is a good wife. Sheng Bingshi showed a friendly smile on her face, walked over, took the First Queen's hand, and said with a smile, First Queen, from now on we are a family. Your business is our business. That territory lord covets you. We must get rid of him to prevent future troubles. Many beast girls echoed, yes, get rid of that domain master to prevent future troubles. To prevent future troubles. Kill it. Roar, roar, roar. Cut into 8 pieces and quarter your body. I think it's better to cut it with a hatchet. The last words were spoken by the god of fate. The First Queen was deeply moved. As a deity, she had only felt warmth from her sister, the Time Queen. But at this moment, she had a home and felt the warmth of home for the second time. With red eyes, she said gratefully, thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. Sheng Bingshi smiled and said, we are all sisters. It would be too polite to say thank you. Don't say that in the future. Xiao Yi said, since everyone accepts the First Queen, then listen to me. Sheng Bingshi's face turned cold and she said, shut up. You exploited a loophole in our rules, and we are angry. But you haven't apologized yet to get our forgiveness. Xiao Yi smiled awkwardly. He really felt guilty towards these girls for not spending enough time with them. The First Queen smiled and said, sister, the Emperor called everyone together this time because we are in crisis. She simply recounted the incident so that everyone knew the cause and effect. When the beast girls heard this, they became angry and said angrily, that domain master is too much. He wants to capture you and play with you on trumped-up charges. This is too much of an insult to the gods. That's right. We must rise up and destroy the territory lord, so that he will know the consequences of offending us. I think it's better to use a hatchet to kill the territory lord. Sheng Bingshi looked at the man who mentioned the hatchet, the god of destiny. Her eyes lit up, and asked, Destiny, you are the reincarnation of Gu King Cheng, the obsession body. And you have retained the memories of the next 100 years. How do you think we should deal with the people from Squirsortian? Xiao Yi also looked over there. The advice of the god of destiny was very important. Chapter 632, Rapid Promotion. Reaching the domination realm within 3 days, the destiny spirit stood up and said, the master of the Purple Star Emperor Star Domain is a creature of the origin of space and universe. His realm is the 10th level of the domination realm, and he is only one step away from entering the galaxy realm. His aptitude doesn't seem to have reached the mythical level yet. Is it the top SSS level or the quasi-mythical level? We have to encircle and suppress him. At the very least, we have to advance to the domination realm. Many beast girls listened attentively. Xiao Yi nodded in approval from time to time. The First Queen agreed. We all have mythical talents. Our combat power is hundreds of times higher than that of quasi-mythical people at the same level. If we can all advance to the master level, killing that domain master will be as killing a chicken. The problem is that we don't have enough training resources, nor enough time. Xiao Yi smiled and said, "We have plenty of time. The time taken by the Spacetime Palace is 280,000 years to 1 day on Blue Star. As for cultivation resources, you should first try to awaken the various attribute rules of the domination realm, and directly extract the power of the source to cultivate. Use the natural treasures to cultivate, and try to cultivate with the rule power or source power extracted from the natural treasures. The effect will definitely not be as fast as directly drawing the power of the origin from the corresponding rule source body for cultivation. It takes 30,000 years to advance one level from the star realm to the mythical level. The star realm is divided into 10 levels. It takes 300,000 years to upgrade to the 10th level of the star realm, and another 300,000 years to advance from the star realm to the first level of the domination realm, which adds up to about 600,000 years. Zichauer Star gave him 3 days. 3 days on Blue Star. The Palace of Time and Space is equivalent to 280,000 years, totaling 840,000 years, far exceeding 600,000 years. Therefore, it is not a fantasy and can be achieved for all the beast girls and gods present to be promoted to the Master Realm within 3 days on Blue Star. The Destiny Spirit continued. That territory lord must die. He captured the Queen's sister in order to practice dual cultivation and quickly improve his realm. What? All the beast girls present were shocked. Dual cultivation to improve realm? Such an evil and unorthodox method is actually possible for a star domain master to do it. Then the master must die. Let's kill her together. You really have bad intentions. You think we on Blue Star are weak and easy to bully, right? Everyone was furious and condemned. The first queen shuddered and quietly held Xiao Yi's hand. Chengbing, she said. Okay. Let's proceed according to the plan. First, awaken the origin of the rules of the domination realm, and each of us raise our realm to the domination realm, and then come back here together. Xiao Yi, you are the master of this world. You have to help each sister awaken the origin of the rules one by one. Don't try to be lazy. Xiao Yi patted his chest and said, I will assist the wives. It just so happens that I haven't been with you for a long time. I will be with you in the Hall of Time and Space for the past 840,000 years. Come one by one. No one will be left behind. Chengbing, she nodded and waved. Let's go. All the beast girls stood up. Their eyes stayed on Xiao Yi for a few seconds. They nodded and set off immediately. Xiao Yi felt resentment from the looks of these beast girls. It seems that he needs to spend more time with these beast girls. Half a minute later, only Yun Bing, Yun Shi and the Queen were left at the scene. These 3 people are all space attribute practitioners. Xiao Yi smiled and said, we are not gods, so we don't need to control an entire space essence. We only need to draw the essence to practice. The level of the Spacetime Palace is much higher than you think. We don't need to worry about the essence of space being completely drawn out and not having enough. He closed his eyes and sensed the entire super world of the Palace of Time and Space. The volume of the current Spacetime Palace world has expanded tens of millions of times, and is estimated to be comparable to the size of the beast hunting star region. He is the master of this big world and can sense all existence in it. He quickly found the origin of the space rules of the domination realm. Queen Sister Yun Bing, Sister Yun Shi, we've found it. Let's go. He waved his hand, and the 4 figures disappeared. When he appeared again, he was in a void in the super world. Looking at the empty void, the first Queen Yun Bing and Yun Shi could see nothing and sense nothing. Xiao Yi, is there really a master level space rule origin in this place? I can feel the origin of the star realm, but not the domination realm. I have to reach the high level of the star realm to do that. It's right here, still silent and hasn't been awakened yet. Xiao Yi's mind moved. The origin of space in the realm of domination, hidden in the void, appeared. This is a huge original entity that spans the sky, vast and profound. The first queen was shocked. This is the origin of the space in the domination realm? This level of origin power is more than 10,000 times more advanced than the origin of the space in Blue Star. Just a wisp of the power of the origin of space is comparable to the entire origin of space on Blue Star. Xiao Yi nodded. The spatial origin of Blue Star is the Emperor Realm. Above the Emperor Realm is the Star Domain Realm. And above the Star Domain Realm is the Domination Realm. This space origin body is the top level space origin body in the Domination Realm, which is 2 levels higher than that of Blue Star. Naturally, the two cannot be compared. You try to awaken it. All the original power of the dormant body will be condensed and locked inside it. Only after awakening will the original power illuminate the entire world, and you can easily draw it. As for safety, you don't have to worry. When I gave you the authority to enter and exit the palace of time and space freely, I also gave you the authority to be protected by the core of this great world. Whether you are outside or inside the palace of time and space, your safety is protected by the highest core of the palace of time and space. Even if the original body of the universe level avenue goes berserk, you won't be harmed in the slightest. Not even a hair will fall. As he spoke, the first Empress Yun Bing, Yun Shi and the other two had already begun trying to awaken the origin of the space in the domination realm. Suddenly, with a loud bang, the seemingly ordinary original body burst out with colorful brilliant light, just like dead weeds turning green and coming back to life. The original body exudes extremely rich power of space rules and power of origin. These forces of rules and original forces illuminate the entire superworld, and the space of the world has been reinforced tens of thousands of times. The three women, the first Queen Yun Bing and Yun Shi, bathed in the power of the origin of space, and their whole bodies were baptized. Well, I'm going to be full. I'm so swollen, I feel like I'm going to explode. Oops, I can't handle it anymore. This is so rude. Xiao Yi smiled beside him and was not worried. They are protected by the highest core of the Temple of Time and Space, so they will be fine. Sure enough, several gentle forces shot out from the void and merged into the bodies of the three women. The violent origin force of space in their bodies became gentle, and absorbed along with the movements of the three women like a docile kitten. The aura of the three women increased rapidly. The First Lady let out a loud bang and broke through to the star domain within milliseconds. She was overjoyed and her face was full of joy. The bottleneck that I hadn't broken through for 150,000 years was actually reached in this instant. I'm so happy. She took the initiative to come over, kissed Xiao Yi on the face, and said happily, "Human Emperor, I have finally reached the star realm." Xiao Yi just held her head and nibbled on it for 10 minutes. The first queen struggled before letting go. "I'm going to practice, Human Emperor." She rolled her eyes. Xiao Yi nodded with a smile. Seeing the three girls officially start their training, Xiao Yi disappeared and went to help the other beast girls awaken the origin of the rules of the domination realm. Chapter 633 Fully awaken the origin of rules. In a huge mountain range in the south of the superworld, Nangong Saya, a young woman with twin ponytails and abundant fruits hanging from thin branches, looked confused and murmured, "Oh no, where am I? How am I supposed to get back? I didn't find the origin of the master realm, but lost myself instead. How stupid." After she left the super hall, she crossed the void at full speed, traveling without any sense of direction. "Now, I don't even know where I am." Nangong Sao stared at the sky in a daze for a while, and said in panic, "I'm not going to get lost here for hundreds of thousands of miles. That would be terrible. Damn Xiao Yi. Stinky Xiao Yi. You forgot about your old love after getting married. It's been a long time since you accompanied me." She stomped her feet continuously, causing the ground to collapse for several kilometers. At this time, a magnetic male voice came from my ear. "Saya, what are you doing? Are you practicing the stomping power?" Nangong Sao turned her head suddenly and found an extremely handsome young man standing next to her, looking at her with a smile on his face. With a plop, she threw herself into the boy's arms and punched him with her little fists. "Xiao Yi, you are so bad. You actually teased me. This world is so big. I'm lost and can't find my way back," she said confidently. Xiao Yi looked down and nodded. "It is indeed big. The world map is big. And yours is also big. Am I big too?" Nangong Sao was stunned. She looked down and her pretty face suddenly turned red. She snorted, "Xiao Yi, you still tease me. I will punish you. Since there are only a few of us in this big world, it's not too much to spar with each other here." There was a fiery look in her beautiful eyes. Xiao Yi was stunned, then said obediently, "I will block the space first." Nangong Sao started. "Hurry up." After 3 days and 3 nights, it ended. Nangong Sao was full of energy and had a ruddy complexion. She raised her hand and patted Xiao Yi's shoulder, grinning and saying, "Xiao Yi, I didn't expect you to be so strong in combat. I am very satisfied." Xiao Yi was in very good spirits and said with a smile, "Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's find the 2 origins of the rules of the Master Realm that correspond to your attributes. They are all at the first level of the Star Domain Realm. Nangong Sao's attributes are life and death attribute, life attributes and destruction attributes. It is necessary to find the origin of the rules of the dominance realm of these 2 attributes. Nangon Sayo looked depressed and muttered. But I can't find it. I'm only at the first level of the star domain realm. I'm too far away from the domination realm and can't sense the existence of the origin of the domination realm's rules. Xiaoyi, am I too useless? Xiaoyi shook his head and said, You are very good. Don't underestimate yourself. Leave the task of finding the origin of the rules of the domination realm to me. He immediately released his perception, and his divine consciousness instantly spread to the entire superworld. He is the master of the Palace of Time and Space and is invincible in the Palace of Time and Space. Within milliseconds, Xiaoyi found the origin of the rules of the dominating realm of life attributes and destruction attributes. The two original entities are far apart. He thought for a moment, and with a thought, he communicated with the highest core of the Palace of Time and Space, and transferred the origin of the rules of the dominance of these two attributes through the air. Bang! Two sounds. Above the sky, two ordinary origin entities of rules appeared. Saya, try to wake him up. If that doesn't work, I'll just have to use force. Yeah. Nangon Sayo nodded. And the power of the origin of life and death in the star domain realm spread out and connected to the two original entities, trying to resonate with them and thus awaken them. The progress was very smooth. In just 1 hour, the origin of the life and death attribute rules of the two dominant realms were revived. The brilliant light shines out. The rich source of life and the source of destruction spread out at the same time, connecting the entire superworld. With the Supreme Core acting as the mediator, the two opposite origins of rules did not collide or conflict with each other. Instead, they kept to themselves and just looked at each other from a distance. Xiaoyi smiled and said, Sayo, you should speed up your practice. I'm going to help the other beast girls. Nangon Sayo held his hand reluctantly. Xiaoyi, you must come to see me once every 6 months. I just ate you up. How can I still have the mood to practice? You have to satisfy me regularly. Xiaoyi agreed. He doesn't need to practice. He can just wait for the training feedback from the beast girls and upgrade synchronously. All he could do was spend more time with these beast girls. Nangon Sayo giggled and said, I want to practice. You go help the other sisters. She calmed her mind and began to draw the pure original power of two attributes for cultivation, the power of rules and the power of origin within the body of the origin of rules. The original power of natural treasures needs to be refined before it can be absorbed. Directly extracting the origin of the rules saves a lot of time. Seeing Nangon Sayo officially enter into cultivation, Xiaoyi's figure disappeared. In a huge underground cave, Luya, a well-proportioned lady in a teacher's uniform, rubbed her brows and sighed. I clearly sensed that the origin of the domination realm's phantom spirit rules was nearby, but after searching for several days, I couldn't even see its shadow. I can't even find the exact location of the main body, let alone awaken it. Do I have to go back to the super palace to get help? She searched for another half an hour but still couldn't find it. She sighed and decided to go back and ask Xiaoyi. At this moment, a young man suddenly appeared in front of her. Liuya was walking when she bumped into someone. Oops, what is so warm and so tough? It turns out to be my good husband Xiaoyi. She blinked, her face full of surprise. Xiaoyi knew that she had bumped into him on purpose, and said with a smile, Sister Liu, the origin of the rule of the master realm with the phantom attribute is right behind you. It's just that it's still dormant, not awakened yet, hidden in the void. You can't look at it with your eyes. You have to use the power of the phantom's origin to sense it and try to wake it up. After you wake it up, it will appear. After Liu Yijing's reminder, everything became clear. She immediately used the power of the phantom's origin to sense it. Within half an hour, the origin of the rules of the domination realm phantom was awakened and revealed. Liuya was very happy. I found it. Xiaoyi, I'm going to practice. Do you have anything to tell me? She was eager to try. Xiaoyi held her hand and said gently, Don't worry, we have been playing together for so long, and now we just have time. Let's play for a while. Liuya looked strange. Play? We are not children anymore. What are we playing with? We are just playing in the mud. What are you playing? Xiaoyi looked at Liuya and pointed at her. Liuya suddenly realized and her pretty face turned red. Come on then. She closed her eyes, looking ready for you to pick her. Xiaoyi walked over. After 3 days and 3 nights, Liuya began to practice. Seeing that there was nothing unusual, Xiaoyi left. Xiaoyi came to the side of the arrogant daughter Mu Qingzu and was very surprised. Mu Qingzu, who possesses the attribute of time, has actually awakened the origin of the time rules of the domination realm and entered into a state of cultivation. She was filled with a strong time factor, and the flow of time was 1,000 times faster than that of the people around her. At this moment, He is about to be promoted to the second level of Star Domain realm. King Zhu is really reassuring. Since you have already started practicing, I won't disturb you. Xiao Yi smiled, turned around and prepared to leave. But suddenly, his hand was held. He turned around and was shocked to see Mu King Zhu's face full of anger. And she said a little aggrieved lie. Xiao Yi, where are you going? I am so disliked by you. Chapter 634. The time at reboot of the Star Domain realm accelerated 1,000 times. Time goes back 10,000 years. King Zhu, do you know I'm here? Xiao Yi was stunned. Why should I hate you? It's nothing. Don't think too much about it. Mu King Zhu held his hand tightly, refusing to let go and not saying a word. She just stared at him with resentful, angry and aggrieved eyes. After I married him 2 months ago, we were affectionate and sweet for a few days during the early part of our wedding, but after that we spent almost no time together. Mu King Zhu has a husband, but lives like a widow. Xiao Yi smiled faintly and said, King Zhu, since you have awakened the origin of the time rules of the domination realm, you should continue to practice. I'm going to help her awaken her true self. Good. Mu King Zhu's pair of pure eyes like autumn water suddenly turned red, and drops of water appeared in her eye sockets. She choked up. Xiao Yi, don't forget, I am also your beast mother. Xiao Yi was startled, looked at the majestic figure in front of her, and said with a smile, yes, you are my beast girl. Didn't I help you adjust your body and solve the airport problem some time ago? Now that you have the capital to be proud, are you happy? I'm not happy at all. Mu King Zhu cursed Kokothus lie. I don't care whether I have a flat chest or not. I want to develop again to attract your attention, but after you've fully developed, you ignored me. Snort. I need your company. Xiao Yi was stunned, his eyes became gentle, and he nodded. I understand. King Zhu, thank you for doing so much for me. He opened his arms and his heart. Mu King Zhu rushed over and hugged him tightly, with joy showing on her delicate features, but she sniffed, wrinkled her face instantly, raised her head and said angrily, Xiao Yi, when you and I are alone together, can you take a shower and change clothes first? When I hold you like this, I can still smell the scent of other beast girls on you, which is very annoying. Okay? I'll give you 10 seconds. Take a shower and change your clothes, or I'll beat you. She let go of Xiao Yi, clenched her fists and waved them. Xiao Yi felt a little embarrassed, so he took off his clothes in front of Mu King Zhu and used the power of space to wash every corner and every pore of his body, just like a car driving into a garage, for an all-round deep cleansing. Mu King Zhu's pretty face turned red, but she didn't look away. Instead, she looked at him with some excitement, staring at him intently. His figure has become better. Xiao Yi suddenly changed into new clothes, a black and gold robe. Mu King Zhu was a little dissatisfied. She hadn't seen enough. Snort. Xiao Yi, you have to stay with me for half a month before you can leave, otherwise. Xiao Yi hugged her gently and said, okay, whatever you say. For the next half month, I will accompany you, chat with you and exercise with you. After half a month, I will go and help the other beast girls awaken the source of rules. Mu King Zhu's beautiful eyes lit up and she smiled, looking very happy. The two sat on a big rock and talked about the past and the future for 2 whole days. 2 days later, the two were inseparable and started exercising. While Xiao Yi was exercising, he did not forget to explain some things. King Zhu, you will practice at full speed from now on. We can now speed up 1,000 times, and we can also stop time. Stop the time within the Milky Way, and rewind time, making the entire time within the Milky Way go back 10 days. If one's time goes back, it can go back tens of thousands of years. It's a pity that the Hunter Star region is too vast, and our realm is not deep enough to make the time of the entire Hunter Star region go backwards. Otherwise we can buy a lot more time. Hiss. Slow down. Mu King Zhu was so wild. You belong to me these days. I can do whatever I want with you. As for the Hunter Star Territory Lord, we are not afraid of him. Even if we can't defeat him, he can't kill us either. Not only do we have the Palace of Time and Space to protect us, we also have the magical power of time to protect us. If there are dangers in the future, we can automatically predict the future and take precautions in advance. Don't forget, in addition to the time at reboot, we both also have the attribute of reincarnation. Even if we die, we can still enter reincarnation and choose how to reincarnate. Xiao Yi nodded. Mu King Zhu is a beast girl with both time and reincarnation at reboots. You can upgrade one at reboot alone or both at reboots. If the sole purpose is to improve one's realm, it is definitely easier to upgrade a single at reboot. But in order to unleash one's full potential and maximize combat power, It is naturally better to upgrade both attributes together. I will definitely not die. Even when the soul is destroyed, the time will go back 10,000 years and the person can be resurrected with full health. To be able to kill a strong man in the time attribute star realm, he must be at least several realms stronger than the star realm. In this way, the two spent half a month fighting. Half a month later, the battle ended. But Xiao Yi did not leave. Mu Qingzu was very happy about this matter, and she was very energetic. She smiled and said, "Why? You can't bear to leave me?" Xiao Yi shook his head. The god of reincarnation also has the attribute of reincarnation. It would be better to move the dot of reincarnation and the origin of the reincarnation rules of the domination realm over here. He let go of his senses and found the spirit of reincarnation 10,000 meters deep in the sea. The reincarnation god is worthy of being born from the will of the god. His sensitivity to the origin of reincarnation is extraordinary. He has awakened his original body and entered a state of cultivation. Xiao Yi used the authority of the Hall of Time and Space to transfer the spirit of reincarnation and the origin of the rules of reincarnation over the air without disturbing the spirit of reincarnation. Just like this, above the sky, next to the origin of time, a reincarnation origin appeared. Next to the origin of reincarnation, there is a reincarnation god in the process of cultivation floating in the air. Mu Qingzu was surprised. Xiao Yi, you can actually absorb the original body from a distance. If you have this ability, why did you ask us to come out? Wouldn't it be better if you could just practice around the super hall? Xiao Yi waved his hand. You guys stay in one place for so long, you have to come out for some fresh air. See something new. Mu Qingzu said speechless lie. This super world is so big that even the divine consciousness of the star realm can't cover even 1/10,000th of it. What should we do if we get lost? This is indeed a problem. Sayo almost got lost. Xiao Yi thought for a moment, snapped his fingers, and said with a smile, I will grant you teleportation privileges right now. No matter where you are in the super world, you can instantly return to the super hall at the center of the world. He immediately gave orders to the Temple of Time and Space. Open map permissions and space transmission permissions to all gods and all beast girls. Okay Qingzu, you should start practicing too. I'm going to go accompany the other beast girls. Xiao Yi responded. Mu Qingzu snorted coldly. Go ahead. It's better for you to die on a woman's belly. She quickly entered into a state of cultivation, and started to accelerate 1,000 times. The speed is advancing by leaps and bounds, 1,000 times faster than the cultivation speed of other beast girl gods. Xiao Yi smiled and teleported away. Ziran and Huangfu Xiangling are master and disciple. One is a pure goddess with purple hair and purple skirt, and the other is young and beautiful with silver hair and twin ponytails. At this time, the master and disciple were moving quickly among the towering ancient trees in the primeval forest. After more than half a month, they still haven't found the origin of the master realm with the attribute of reincarnation. Chapter 635 The White-Haired Girl's Wedding Room. This area has a strong aura of devouring properties. These towering ancient trees are also devouring magic plants. Some have even reached the quasi-emperor realm, and there are several emperor-level magic plants. The origin of reincarnation in the domination realm may be within this realm. Ziyuan analyzed calmly. Compared to the calmness of her master, Huangfu Xiangling seemed a little anxious. Master, we have been searching for more than half a month and haven't even seen the shadow of the origin of the master realm. I'm afraid there is no origin here. Master, I am at the first level of the star domain realm, and you are just a small follower at the quasi-emperor realm. What can you analyze? I haven't even sensed the origin of reincarnation in the realm of domination. Ziran's face turned dark. Her disciple's realm was 2 major realms higher than hers, and now he was actually talking over her head and preaching to her. She snorted coldly. My realm is much lower than yours, but my experience as a teacher is incomparable to yours. You can't rely on force alone. You have to rely on your brain. Huangfu Xiangling curled her lips in disdain. In any universe, strength is respected, and only those with a high realm have the right to speak. All conspiracies and tricks are nothing in the face of absolute strength. Master, you have to listen to me this time. Let's go to the north now. The power of the origin there is more concentrated and mysterious. The main body of the reincarnation origin of the master realm must be there. Ziran's mouth twitched. What her disciple said made sense. Then let's go together. The two women flew quickly towards the north. Huangfu Xiangling disliked Ziran's slow flying speed, so she grabbed Ziran's hand and took her flying. The speed of traveling in the star domain is so fast that it is close to the speed of light. In just half a second, Huangfu Xiangling and Ziran landed in front of a strange and enchanting demonic plant. Huang Fu Xiangling looked up blankly and said in astonishment. This is the reincarnation attribute magic plant of the perfect emperor realm? A demonic plant that is just one step away from being promoted to the star realm. Master, it seems we found the wrong thing. Ziran's face darkened. I saw it. Huang Fu Xiangling's face fell. Forget it. Let's go. What a pity. Having said that, she was about to take his ear on away from here, etc. Ziran stopped and said, this demon plant is at such a high level. There must be something unusual nearby. You also said that the original source of the Emperor Realm's reincarnation is not in this area, so the original source of the Lord Realm's reincarnation rules is most likely nearby. You need to use your brain when doing things, understand? Huang Fu Xiangling's beautiful eyes lit up when she heard this, and she said obediently, Master is right. She has been practicing in the Hall of Time and Space for tens of thousands of years. Her bone age is tens of thousands of years older than Ziran, but her mental age is only 28, which is much younger than Ziran, who has lived in the secular world for thousands of years. The two approached the demonic plant, and the demonic plant rolled out branches and tentacles, which passed through the air and stabbed it towards the two. The tentacle also carried a strong power of the Emperor's devouring rules, bursting out with extreme suction force, absorbing all the energy in the area of 100 miles. Hurricanes formed from all directions and rolled towards Ziran and the others. Ziran's face was solemn. She is no match for the demon plant that has reached the perfect imperial realm. Huang Fu Xiangling showed disdain as he protected Ziran behind him, and the pressure from the star domain realm spread out. The surrounding hurricane dissipated in an instant. There was a loud bang. It was as if a mountain was falling on top of it, and the demon plant in the perfect emperor realm exploded with the green blood splattered everywhere. It was deader than dead. The tentacle fell down weakly and smashed to the ground with a loud bang. Ziran was shocked. The demon plant that reached the perfect imperial realm just died like that. In the Milky Way, the most powerful ancestor queen has only reached the perfect emperor realm. Huang Fu Xiangling clapped his hands and nodded with satisfaction. Done. The gap between the great realms is like a heavenly sting. They are two levels of existence. The disciple killed the perfect demon plant in the emperor realm so easily. Ziran aroused the desire to practice and become stronger. After killing the evil plant, the two women searched the surrounding area and felt the original power in the void. Huang Fu Xiangling tried to awaken the origin of the domination realm devouring rules that was hidden and dormant in the void. Ziran was on guard around him. Suddenly, an extremely handsome young man appeared behind Ziran and hugged her. Ziran's body stiffened, and he shouted coldly, Who? If you dare to touch me, I will burn your soul to death. The young man chuckled. And not only did he not let go, he also slapped Ziran's plump breast hard with a slap. Ziran glared with her beautiful eyes. This familiar feeling. She knew who it was. Xiaoyi, why are you so elusive? You didn't even tell me when you came. Ziran complained. Xiaoyi smiled and said, There are no outsiders in the time and space palace. You should be able to guess it's me with your feet. You can do it. You have already found the origin of the master realm. You don't need my help. At this time, the origin of the rules of the devouring domination realm, that had been dormant in the void, was awakened and revealed its figure. The huge and majestic body that spanned the sky emitted a faint light. The extremely rich power of rules and origin permeated, illuminating the entire superworld. Huang Fu Xiangling was very excited and jumped up and cheered. Yeah, my white hair isn't bad either. Awaken the original body. Master, please come quickly. Let's practice together. She turned her head and pouted her lips, saying dissatisfied lie. Okay, Master, I'm working hard here. And you're hugging Xiaoyi. If you have something to do, let your disciple do it. If you don't have anything to do, just hold Xiaoyi, right? Ziran rolled her eyes and let Xiaoyi let go. In front of her disciples, she had to maintain her dignity as a master, and not let her disciples make a fool of themselves. Fine. Xiaoyi stretched out his hand, and Huang Fu Xiangling was pulled over through the air and held in his arms. The other hand was holding Ziran. He smiled and said, I will accompany you for half a month, and then you can practice after half a month. I will be accompanying the other beast girls from now on. Ziran's pretty face turned red, and she said, I don't want you to accompany me. Huang Fu Xiangling cheered loudly. Great. Master is just being stubborn. She complained to me not long ago that you promised to accompany her once a week. But you didn't accompany her for so long. This time, if you can stay with us for half a month, Master will definitely be satisfied. Ziran glared at Bai fiercely. Why are you trying to sabotage me? This bastard is getting too proud of himself. Still accompanying me. I think you want Xiao Yi to accompany you more. Huangfu Xiangling said, of course, I am still the eldest daughter of Huang, and I haven't held a wedding with Xiao Yi yet. I just signed a contract with him, which means I was deceived by him, but there is no physical contact. Xiao Yi smiled, used his creative talent skill, waved his hand, and a small villa appeared on the open space nearby. He pulled the two women into the villa and said, tell me what you need, and I will do my best to satisfy you in the next half-month. Huangfu Xiangling said excitedly, I want to spend the wedding night with you. Xiao Yi nodded, and the power of manifestation emerged again, and the decoration of the villa was completely new. The fresh villa full of festive red color is completed. Huangfu Xiangling's eyes flickered as she looked at the double red wedding decorations everywhere with joy and said, okay, this is my wedding room. Chapter 636. The white-haired girl got what she wanted. Xiao Yi and Zaran could both feel the white-haired girl's joy. She was like a joyful little deer, running and jumping happily in the wedding room of the small villa. After a while, the white-haired girl with twin ponytails came to Xiao Yi excitedly, her face full of shyness and tenderness, and said, Xiao Yi, what are you going to do with me here? Xiao Yi smiled and said, I didn't have time to hold a wedding with you, so let's just do it in one go and make it simple. Wearing a wedding dress and entering the bridal chamber, he took out the red wedding dress he had made earlier from the system space and handed it to Huangfu Xiangling. The wedding dress, made from the crystals of the origin devoured by the star domain realm, is magnificent and exudes a deep and vast aura. Huangfu Xiangling was stunned, staring at him blankly. Is this Yama's wedding dress? She stroked it gently with both hands, her eyes full of love, as if she had found a treasure. Ziran chuckled and said, go ahead and put on your wedding dress. Wash your body more thoroughly and make it clean. Huangfu Xiangling entered the bathroom holding the wedding dress in front of both of them. There was the sound of rushing water. That voice, like a spellbinding devilish sound that bewitched and captivated people, lingered in the ears of the two. Xiao Yi looked conflicted, with waves rising in his eyes. Ziran covered her mouth and smiled, rolled her eyes, and instantly revealed her charming manner, and said angrily, Xiao Yi, you can't control yourself anymore and are imagining nonsense? Xianling is only 28 years old mentally. She is inexperienced and immature. You must treat her well. Xiao Yi shook his head and said, no, I'm not a beast that only thinks with my lower body. I just think that it would be unfair to enter the bridal chamber with her so hastily without holding a wedding ceremony with Biema that everyone knows about. Ziran's face froze, with a complicated expression, and she said faintly, I didn't expect that you would care so much about Biema. Xiao Yi stood up and said decisively, today, let's just forget it. White hair is different from other beastka. I need to give her a grand wedding. He is not the kind of person who is easily attracted by beauty, so there is no need to take down Biema so simply and roughly. She should be married off in a formal manner. All the villagers should be informed. Then she should be brought home in a sedan chair carried by 8 people. Ziran shook her head and said, the wedding house has already been given, and there is no way to stop. You should ask Xianling for her opinion. It doesn't matter if you marry her in a formal ceremony or simply enter the bridal chamber. Happiness does not lie in how grand the external forms are. Only when Xianling feels happy can she be truly happy. Xiao Yi patted Ziran's hips and said, what you said makes sense. Ziran changed the subject and said cunningly, Xianling is still bathing and changing clothes. How about we spar first? In the next half-month, you not only need to accompany Xianling, but I also need your company. Xiao Yi widened his eyes. Discuss? What kind of exchange? Ziran's sudden move told him the answer. Xiao Yi was reluctant to accept the offer. This is not appropriate. Xianling is still in the bathroom. Ziran ignored him and started a big fight with him. The scene was a mess. Huangfu Xiangling, a girl with white hair and twin ponytails, happily put on her wedding dress and prepared to go to the living room, but she heard a voice that made her blush. Well, you stinky master. You are so mean to snatch Xiao Yi from me at this time. Today is my wedding with Xiao Yi. She was chirping and punching the air, but no one went over to disturb her and went back into the bedroom. Very sensible. She waited in the bedroom for a long time. 2 hours later, Xiao Chaike changed into a platinum robe and came to the bedroom. He learned his lesson and used the power of space to take a bath to remove other scents, then changed his clothes. As soon as he entered the bedroom, he saw a white-haired girl wearing a wedding dress, sitting on a chair with her face turning red and blue. He was mumbling something. Xiao Yi was a little embarrassed. Shit. I almost forgot about Biema. I made her wait for 2 hours. He came to the side of the girl in a wedding dress, lifted the veil, and said bluntly, white hair. Why don't we just forget it? White hair. Her face suddenly changed and turned pale. With a trembling voice, he said, Xiao Yi, we have signed a contract and are about to enter the bridal chamber. Do you still despise me and want to get rid of me? Am I, Huang Fu Xiangling, so unworthy of being loved? I was abandoned by my rubbish father when I was young, and was isolated and rejected by my family sisters. My master was the only one in the world who was kind to me. Now, you want to get rid of me too? The Emma's tears fell like rain, and her pretty little face was covered with tears, but her bright eyes stared at Xiao Yi stubbornly. No, I don't want to get rid of you. Xiao Yi was anxious. He held Emma's white hand with his rough big hand and said softly, I should have a grand wedding with you and marry you formally. Today, I won't spend the wedding night with you. Emma choked with sobs, but his eyes sparkled with light. No, I don't care about those. I am satisfied with you. Xiao Yi was stunned. Emma is actually a person who is so easily satisfied. He hesitated and said, Today, I am not clean. How about tomorrow? Huang Fu Xiangling was angry and stood up suddenly. She wanted to look Xiao Yi directly at her. However, at 1.7 meters tall, she was half a head shorter than Xiao Yi. She stood on tiptoe but still had to look up to look Xiao Yi in the eyes. She put her hands on her hips and said angrily like a puppy, Xiao Yi, I don't object to you and master being together. It doesn't matter if you are not clean today, as long as you are clean for this hour. Why are you still babbling? Hurry up. Xiao Yi was knocked down by BMO. This was the first time I witnessed the horror of white hair. Until 4 hours later, Xiao Yi, Zeron and Huang Fu Xiangling were eating barbecue, beer and fruits in the living room. Xiao Yi looked at the oysters, tiger leeks, dragon essence and blood clots that the two women had brought to the bowl. The small bowl could no longer hold them. The corner of his mouth twitched and he complained, Zeron BMO, I am already a strong man in the star realm. I don't need to eat these. The two girls stared at each other and said without a doubt, Eat it if you're told to. Eat quickly. Faced with the torture from the master and his two female disciples, Xiao Yi could only accept it. Seeing Xiao Yi's mouth full of oil, the two girls chuckled and said, The devouring divine power of the star realm can transform into a black hole and drain the entire galaxy in an instant, let alone a person like you. We are perpetual motion machines. We will never be overconsumed. Xiao Yi complained. I also have the attribute of devouring. You are perpetual motion machines that can absorb all the energy in the world to replenish yourself. I can do the same. Moreover, I am a cultivator of the life attribute and the wood attribute. The life force is endless, and the wood attribute is available at any time. He has almost reached the star domain realm with all attributes. Ziran shook her head. It's different. What you eat nourishes your kidneys. Not. I have lived with Ziran and Huang Fu Xiangling for half a month. Every day was very warm. The master and the apprentice were not jealous of each other, but instead sympathized with each other. Xiao Yi lived a very comfortable and easy life. On this day, Xiao Yi saw Ziran and Huang Fu Xiangling entered the state of cultivation, so he left quietly. Somewhere in the east of the super world, Gu King Cheng and the goddess of destiny actually started fighting. Chapter 637 Lonely Chengbingshi. Gu King Cheng's aura was surging, and the rules of the imperial realm surrounded her. At this moment, her realm had reached the early third stage of the emperor realm, the same level as the god of destiny. The two of them stared at each other in the void, and large handprints of the rules of fate condensed in front of them and blasted towards each other. When the big handprints of rules collided, it was like a nuclear explosion, exploding in the air, setting off layers of shockwaves that affected an area of hundreds of thousands of miles. Gu King Cheng's forehead was covered with sweat, her face was flushed, she was panting, and she was exhausted. On the other hand, the god of destiny had a steady breathing and a calm expression, and he easily calmed down Gu King Cheng's bombardment. The god of destiny said elegantly and comfortably, Xiao Gu, you have used your destiny talent skill to reach a higher realm, and now you have the combat power of the third stage of the emperor realm. However, you are still a little short of the true third stage of the emperor realm. The first disadvantage is that it consumes a lot of energy, but has poor endurance and cannot last long. The second shortcoming is that you don't have enough stamina. Once time passes, you become a spent force and lose your fighting power. Gu King Cheng nodded. She knew all of this. After using her innate skills to briefly improve her realm, she must fight quickly and decisively. What she has is a temporary increase in combat power, not a permanent one. If she cannot kill the enemy in a short period of time, she will definitely die. This kind of innate skill can only be used as a trump card, and should not be used lightly unless you have run out of ammunition and food. Let's fight it out. Gu Qingcheng's entire body's source of destiny rules burst out, forming a spear of destiny. The sharp tip of the spear pierced through the space and went straight towards the god of destiny. The god of destiny was not afraid at all. He imitated the god and condensed it into a spear of destiny, grabbed the spear and threw it towards Gu Qingcheng. When the spears and lances collided, a handsome young man appeared at the midpoint. He looked surprised, wondering why a fight broke out for no reason. When Gu Qingcheng and the god of destiny saw Xiao Yi, their faces suddenly changed. "Husband, get out of the way. My husband, it's dangerous." The two women looked at each other from a distance and panicked. Xiao Yi shook his head, waved his hand, and with the help of the space confinement and the strength of his body, he easily grabbed the tips of the spears and lances. The powerful shock wave of fate was calmed down in an instant. He held the spear of destiny in one hand and the lance of fate in the other, playing with the spear and the gun. Then he squeezed hard, and the spears and lances shattered. The combat power between the Emperor Realm and the Star Domain Realm differs by hundreds of times. Now even if the two women are combined, they are no match for him. Moreover, he is a cultivator of supreme attributes, possessing the magical power of the Star Realm that strengthens his body 10,000 times. Gu Qingcheng and the god of destiny breathed a sigh of relief, came closer, and said angrily, "My husband, you almost scared me to death just now. It was a close call. Fortunately, you are at a high level. Otherwise we would have almost lost our husband." Xiao Yi smiled and said, "It's okay. In the palace of time and space, no attack can hurt me. Are you guys sparring?" Gu Qingcheng's body entered a period of weakness. She threw herself on Xiao Yi, her pretty face slightly red, and nodded. "After our realm has been upgraded, we lack combat experience. I plan to let old Gu be my sparring partner to consolidate our foundation." The god of destiny was unwilling to be left behind, so he grabbed Xiao Yi's hand and said, "Husband, what are you doing here? Are you missing us?" "Xiao Yi, it's been a month and a half since I left the super palace. I'm here to keep you company. Let me observe your progress in cultivation again." He looked up at the sky, and across the sky ran a huge and long line of the origin of destiny, and the awakened origin of the domination realm. With the god of destiny here, he knows how to awaken the original body, so there is no need for him to help. Gu Qingcheng's beautiful eyes lit up. "Accompany us? Okay." Xiaoqi threw out a small house and pulled one person into it with each hand. Gu Qingcheng said vigilantly, "Old Gu, your husband is mine today and yours tomorrow. You are not allowed to compete with me." The god of destiny laughed dumbly. "You asked me to wait when we were newly married, and it's the same now. Okay then, we'll take turns accompanying Xiao Yi." Xiao Yi was surprised that the two did not fight. Time passed and he stayed here for half a month. Chat with Gu Qingcheng and the god of destiny every day and interact continuously. Half a month later, he left, thousands of miles away. Easier has also awakened the origin of the auspicious rules and started practicing. Xiao Yi appeared beside her and looked at her for a long time without disturbing her. It's just that Easier has the dual attributes of auspiciousness and curse, so she has the original entity of the realm of domination. He used his authority to move the cursed master's original body from the other side of the super world and placed it not far away. After doing all this, he left. At the northernmost end of the super world, Shengbingshi was walking alone in a vast expanse of white snow-clad mountains. The mountains and vegetation here are covered with heavy snow, and the temperature is frighteningly low. Shengbingshi became more and more confused and anxious as she walked. She felt the original power of the supreme attribute here. The level of this original power was higher than that of the Star Domain realm. It must be emitted by the original body of the supreme attribute of the domination realm, but I have been searching here for more than 2 months and found nothing. She felt like she was about to suffer from snow blindness. She could not see with her eyes, and her mind was a little dazed when she scanned the area with her mind. Standing on the top of the snow-clad mountain, looking at the vast snow-clad mountains within a radius of 10,000 miles, Shengbingshi gritted her teeth and blamed herself. "I'm afraid I'm the only one among all the beast girls who hasn't awakened the original body of the Master Realm yet. As Xiao Yi's first wife, my ability is not the best. Am I still suitable to be the first wife? The reason why she is the main wife is because she is Xiao Yi's first love, and the other beast girls and gods just give her face. But she felt that this alone was not enough to be the queen. Far from enough. Xiao Yi's beast girls and gods are better than each other, more dazzling than each other. As for her, Shengbingshi, she has no figure but a pretty face, and her realm is only the first level of Star Domain realm. She is ordinary and unremarkable. Even Mu Qingzu can't compare to her. This was a huge blow to her. To be Xiao Yi's principal wife and manage the big family, one must possess the most powerful strength and skills. Only then can the other beast girls and gods be convinced and recognize her as the principal wife. Now she obviously still lacks a lot. But no matter how hard she tried, her realm could never compare to Mu Qingzu, nor could she distance herself from the other beast girls. Well, how about letting Qingzu be the queen when we get back? Although Qingzu is arrogant, she is at a high level. She is the daughter of the city lord's mansion, and knows how to manage and control people. She may be more suitable for managing a large family than me. Chengbing, she sighed, her delicate face full of worry. At this time, a male voice sounded, full of charm. Little girl, I am the god of the snow mountain. I can fulfill any wish. If you give me one, I will help you fulfill one wish. Are you willing? Chengbing, she was startled, looked around, and shouted, Xiao Yi, you bastard, come out here. If you want me to come and get it, just come and get it. Why pretend to be the god of the snow mountain? It's not like I won't give it to you. Xiao Zhaosen peered in front of Cheng Bingshi with a depressed look on his face. Bingshi, why don't you fall for it? Cheng Bingshi's face darkened. I can recognize your voice even if it turns into ashes. How can you fool me? Chapter 638, All Dominate the Realm. Xiao Yi stared at Cheng Bingshi. At this moment, she had completely lost her youthfulness and immaturity, and exuded a mature temperament. The haziness in his eyes was replaced by sharpness and calmness, and his style of doing things became capable and quick. It's like a clumsy employee who turned into a decisive female president of a listed company. This is a kind of growth. The young girl Bingshi has completely transformed into the young woman Bingshi. Cheng Bingshi muttered, why are you looking at me all the time? Do you really want to have a good workout on top of this snowy mountain? Huh? Really? Xiao Yi was speechless. In Bingshi's mind, the impression he had was old Deng, who always thought with his lower body. No, I saw that you have changed so much that I suddenly remembered the days when we were deskmates in the third high school. I was so absorbed in thinking about it. Maybe when I'm with other beast girls, I'm attracted to their bodies and their template attributes, and the feelings are more or less there. But it's different when I'm with you. Being with you is the sustenance of my emotions. I don't want to play sports with you. Do you understand? Cheng Bingshi's anxiety calmed down a little, and she said with emotion, thank you. Xiao Yi's words showed that her position in Xiao Yi's heart was irreplaceable and unique, but she was still gloomy and worried. But you have so many beast girls. As the principal wife, I have to manage and control the big family. I am not capable enough. My realm is not high enough. They may not be convinced by me. Xiao Yi was startled, then comforted. It doesn't matter if their realm is high or low. If any of them is dissatisfied, tell me and I will teach her a lesson. He pretended to be ferocious and said viciously, is it Ziret, or Mu Qingzu? Tell me, who made you so sad? I promise to beat her so hard that she can't get out of bed or even walk. He straightened his body, and his domineering aura was revealed. Cheng Bingshi chuckled and rolled her eyes. Come on. This kind of lesson is a reward for them, not a punishment. If you really want to punish them, you should leave them alone and not let them touch you. That's the real punishment. Oh, forget it. I will work hard to learn management knowledge and improve my realm. Now, except for Qingzu, who is higher than me, the realms of other beast girls are not higher than mine. With you here, they will give me face. Seeing her smile, Xiao Yi couldn't help but laugh out loud too. The two hugged each other for a long time, smelling each other's unique scent, and both felt very peaceful and comfortable. Cheng Bingshi suddenly exclaimed and said shyly, Xiao Yi, you reacted. You still say that you only have feelings for me when you are with me. Men are really pigs. Xiao Qi said confidently, I am a normal man. Cheng Bingshi rolled her eyes and sighed. I'm really impressed. Then she offered herself voluntarily. Xiao Yi satisfied her. On the top of the 100,000 snow-clad mountains where thousands of miles of ice and hundreds of thousands of miles of snow are drifting, the music gradually rises and falls. It was not until several hours later that the noise on the snowy mountain gradually disappeared. After a long time, Cheng Bingshi, wearing a golden dragon robe, and Xiao Yi, wearing a platinum robe, floated in the sky, looking at the endless snow-clad mountains. A line of the origin of the supreme rituals of the domination realm spanned the sky above the two people's heads. Cheng Bingshi's tightly furrowed brows completely relaxed, and she said happily, my original body has finally awakened. I am going to start practicing. Xiao Yi, just do what you need to do. Xiao Yi nodded. As the saying goes, what to do when a woman is in a bad mood? Just give her a chance. This sentence is very pertinent and has a very good effect. Bingshi, you practice. Let me take a look at you. Cheng Bingshi agreed and quickly entered a state of cultivation, drawing on the pure original power of the domination realm for cultivation. In the star domain realm, one uses the original power of the domination realm to cultivate. The mythical aptitude is sufficient to digest and absorb it, and one will not feel that it is difficult to absorb and cannot cultivate. Her strength was improving day by day. Xiao Yi watched from the side 4 or 5 days and then left. They came to a place not far from the first Queen Yun Bing, Yun Shi and the other two. These 3 people are practitioners of space attributes. Yun Bing also has the blessing of thunder attribute, and Yun Shi also has the blessing of ice attribute. Both are dual attribute practitioners. Xiao Yi captured the thunder attribute master realm origin body, and ice attribute master realm origin body through the air and placed them 10 miles away. The cultivation of dual attributes is slower than that of a single attribute. The cultivation time is at least 1.5 times that of a single attribute, or even twice as long. For dual attributes to be promoted, time passes slowly. As the years passed, Xiao Yi's duty was to supervise the training progress of each beast girl and prevent them from encountering any accidents. And every once in a while, he would accompany each beast girl to rest and relax for 10 days to half a month. The realm of each beast girl is also improving rapidly. Star Realm Level 1. Level 2. Level 3. The 10th level of the Star Realm. The Quasi-Domination Realm. Until the first level of the Domination Realm. 3 days passed in the outside world's blue star, while hundreds of thousands of years passed in the Palace of Time and Space. On this day, in the Palace of Time and Space, all the beast girls returned to the Super Hall in the center of the Super World. Cheng Bingshi, Nangong Saya, Liu Ya, Yun Bing, Mu Qingzhu, Ziran, Yunshi, Ezr, Gu Qingcheng, Reincarnation Gods, Destiny Gods, Ancestors and Queens, a total of 12 stunning women gathered together. Each of them looks like a disaster for the country and the people, and they have different temperaments and personalities. The sounds of birds chirping and various pleasant and joyful laughter rang out in the Super Hall. Although we haven't seen each other for a long time, our feelings for each other have not cooled and we are all very warm and kind. Cheng Bingshi sat on the dragon crystal chair and said with a smile, "Has everyone been promoted to the domination realm?" Many beast girls spoke up one after another, and all of them were promoted to the domination realm. Especially Nangong Saya. She was so proud, with her head held high like a swan. Mu Qingzhu said at this time, "I am at the 10th level of the domination realm." All the beast girls and gods were extremely surprised. So awesome? Nangong Sia was dumbfounded. The 10th level of the domination realm. It's actually the 10th level? I'm only at the first level of the domination realm. The first queen said, "I am at the 4th level of the domination realm." Hiss! The beast girls present gasped. They were all at the first level of the domination realm. So why were the first queen and Mu Qingzhu so awesome? Cheng Bingshi gritted her teeth. She was only at the 3rd level of the domination realm and thought she was far ahead of the other beast girls. But in the end she was still far behind. Xiao Yi smiled. The competition between beast girls can also stimulate their desire to win and allow them to practice internal competition. His current realm is also the 10th level of the domination realm. The 10th level of the domination realm for the time attribute. And the realms of other attributes are mostly the 1st level of the domination realm. And the space attribute is the 5th level of the domination realm. It all depends on the training feedback from these beast girls. At this time, Gu Qingcheng frowned and said, "Are we missing something?" Nangong Saya was bewildered. "No, all the beast girls and gods are here." The other beast girls were also confused. Cheng Bingshi curled her lips. "Zhang Zunan, stop sulking at the door. Come in quickly." At the entrance of the hall, the stunning beauty wearing a white-sleeved fairy dress walked out. It was the little maid Zhang Zunan, in the form of a starry beast man. Her cheeks puffed up and she said angrily, "My lord, Princess Mother, all the sisters, you actually forgot about me. My realm has been promoted to the 1st level of the Galaxy Realm. Galaxy Realm Level 1. Many beast girls were shocked. Chapter 639, Murder is Coming. The realms are divided into the Emperor Realm, the Star Realm, the Domination Realm, the Galaxy Realm. All the beast girls were shocked. They were only at the 1st level of the Domination Realm. But the little maid was actually at the Galaxy Realm. A whole realm higher than them. The first queen widened her eyes. Even the most powerful cultivator in the beast hunting star domain had only reached the 10th level of the domination realm. Zhang Zunan's realm was even stronger than that of the domain lord of the purple star Emperor Star. This giant beast in the starry sky is far superior to them. The arrogance in Mu King Zu's eyes faded a little. She originally thought that she was at the highest level among the beast girls. But unexpectedly, the little maid's level was even higher than hers. Although Jiang Zunan's identity was a little maid, in everyone's eyes, she was also Xiao Yi's woman. She was placed on an equal status and was not treated as a loyal servant who could be ordered around. Sheng Bingshi's silver teeth were about to break. Then she was quite dissatisfied with herself. Why did she practice so hard? But her realm was only the third level of the domination realm. Among all the beast girls, she couldn't even be ranked in the top 3. Xiao Yi sat on the purple crystal chair next to Cheng Bingshi, waved his hand and said, Jiang Zunan, it's a good thing to have a high realm, but don't be arrogant, be cautious and calm. During the period of cultivation, he spent the least time with Jiang Zun and only visited her occasionally. Jiang Zunan was a starlight-type starry sky giant and she had sufficient cultivation resources in her pocket and did not need him to supply her at all. Of course, it is also the one he trusts the most. Jiang Zunan giggled and said, okay. Xiao Yi nodded, stood up suddenly, with fighting spirit rising in his body, and said in a loud voice, everyone has been promoted to the master level. It's time to move around. We will return to Blue Star immediately, conquer Purple Star Emperor, and kill the Territory Lord. Nangong Saya, kill, kill, kill. Jiang Zunan, roar, roar, roar. Many of the beast girls had serious expressions on their faces, and were almost unable to hold back their anger. Cheng Bingshi stood up and waved her hand fiercely. Let's go. A huge golden gate of light appeared in the center of the hall. Xiao Yi and Cheng Bingshi took the lead and stepped in, followed by the other beast girls. Jiang Zunan turned into a bodyguard, always paying attention to the surrounding security situation. In the Milky Way, 2 long teams are rushing towards the Blue Star. The lineup was quite large, with 2 luxurious vehicles, followed by 2 teams of more than 20 purple-skinned people. They were like shooting stars, reaching the speed of light, crossing the great wall of the starry sky, and leaving behind long tails of light. The ferocious beast generals stationed on the starry sky great wall disappeared before they could even react. In the car, the Secretary General had a gloomy expression. After the news that the first queen had lost her virginity was told to the Territory Lord, the Territory Lord was furious and immediately ordered the execution of Xiao Yi and the first queen. Fortunately, the god of war Hong from the Purple Star Emperor came forward, and barely stopped the Domain Lord's anger. God of War Hong is no pushover either. He has big plans, and in another vehicle, his purpose for coming to the Milky Way is not pure. The Secretary General thinks that Tian Zhaoi should have the power to pardon and exempt all minor crimes, and just accept them with goodwill. But this trip is not expected to be smooth sailing and conflicts are bound to occur. On another vehicle, God of War Hong was quite excited. His talent was mediocre when he was a child, but after he ate a talent fruit, his talent transformed. That kind of gifted Taoist fruit was discovered by chance. There was only one. When I looked for it again later, I found nothing, but a genius similar to him, Xiao Yi, appeared in the Milky Way. It is very likely that Xiao Yi has also eaten a rare thing in the world similar to the innate Tao fruit. He is only 19 years old, which means that the rare thing in the world has not been completely consumed. If Xiao Yi was refined into a human pill, perhaps some of the essence of the rare thing in the world can be extracted. If he, the god of war Hong, eats it, his talent will probably increase dramatically. The vehicle team was moving very fast and arrived outside the blue planet in a few seconds. The voice of a purple creature genius from the Tianzhaoi Palace resounded throughout the entire Blue Star. Where are Xiao Yi and the first queen? Why don't you come and welcome me? He shouted 3 times. But Xiao Yi and the first queen did not appear yet. He became impatient and reported with a fist, Hong Zanshen, Secretary General, Xiao Yi and the first queen are too rude. Let's just blow up Blue Star and teach them a lesson. The other 20 or so Tianzhaoi from the Tianzhaoi Hall said arrogantly. Do you think you can be arrogant, just because you have some talent? Kill me. He is not even a member of the Tianzhaoi Hall of our Ziwei Emperor Star. Yet he is so rude and doesn't even know how to entertain guests. He's just a human. A lowly race. I don't believe he's that evil. The Milky Way is such a remote galaxy. So what if there are geniuses there? I am a perfect emperor who can cross the border and kill them alone. At this time, a cold snort came from the car behind, and the Secretary General's voice came out. Take back what you said just now. We are here to recruit talents, not to call for punishment. Perhaps Shachan Zhaoi has something else that he cannot get away for the moment, so we can just wait a little longer. Upon hearing this, The purple creature geniuses wearing genius costumes curled their lips and looked disdainful, but did not refute. Hung Zhan Shen said, "It's okay. Just wait for them." At this time, Xiao Yi, 12 beautiful women, and the little maid Zhang Zunin appeared in the Mangyuan base city. I met the Chink Eki couple and the Nangong Qidao couple who looked anxious. After hearing the sound from the starry sky, their faces became solemn, as if facing a great enemy. Son-in-law, although we don't know which planet's Ziwei Emperor star is, those people are not friendly, so you should not meet them. Yes, son-in-law, I have contacted the mayor of the Demon City base city. He is a powerful person in the Supreme Realm and should be able to deal with those people. Xiao Yi smiled faintly and said, "Father-in-law and mother-in-law, don't worry, we can handle it." Mu Qingzhu had a strange expression on his face. His father was a supreme being? In the starry sky, the emperors were just minions, and the supreme beings were not even cannon fodder. She stepped forward to comfort them. "Uncle and aunt, I am the daughter of the Lord of the Magic City. We can handle this matter. You just stay at home and don't need to worry." Shinkeki and Nangong Qitao were stunned. "The daughter of the city lord's mansion in Demon City? Can you really deal with those people?" They didn't quite believe it. Cheng Bingxi and Nangong Xiao said with a smile, "Dad and Mom, you can rest assured. We are very strong. Yes, you can always believe what we say." The couples Chenkeki and Nangong Qidao reluctantly believed it and returned to the city lord's mansion with deep doubts. Xiao Yi looked cold and waved his hand. "Let's go." A group of people disappeared in a flash. When it reappeared, it had already arrived in front of the two fleets outside the Blue Star. The purple creature was startled and took a step back. "Who are you and when did you show up?" "Hiss. How can there be so many beauties? Each one of them is stunningly beautiful." Xiao Yi didn't say anything. The Secretary General was overjoyed, got off his car and came forward, saying happily, "Xiaoqian Jiaoyi, you have thought it through, right? You want to join our Purple Star Emperor Star?" Those purple creature geniuses looked arrogant, but their eyes greedily swept over Cheng Bingxi and the others. According to what they thought, Xiao Yi would definitely agree. Joining the Hall of Prodigies would be a great honor and would bring glory to the family. It's just that I didn't expect there are so many of these stunning beauties on the blue planet. God of War Han curled the corner of his mouth. He was not interested in women, but he was interested in Xiao Yi. But Xiao Yi's answer surprised everyone. "Sorry, I'm used to being alone and I won't join any faction." Chapter 640, Life Deprived, Concepts Destroyed. The Secretary General's face changed drastically, and he said hurriedly, "Xiaoqian Jiaoyi, I advise you to reconsider. You took away the first queen, and the territory lord is already angry. If it weren't for the god of war Hong who came to protect you, we would not be here to recruit you this time, but to kill you." Xiao Yi shook his head calmly. The Secretary General was extremely anxious, his face livid with anger. Why are you so stubborn?" Before he finished speaking, a purple creature genius stepped forward and sneered, "Secretary General, why waste time talking to him? This guy is ignorant. Just kill him. Boy, not everyone can join our Purple Star Emperor's Pride Hall. It is your honor to invite you. You should kneel down to welcome us and be grateful." The purple creature genius stepped forward step by step. His power became stronger and stronger, and the surrounding starry sky was oppressed to the point of making unpleasant creaking sounds. Xiao Yi winked at the beast girls and said, "They come with bad intentions. Except for the Secretary General, all of them are dead." The purple creature genius raised his fist, which was condensed with a blazing flame, and punched out fiercely. The flame surrounded by the power of rules was like a star colliding. Nengong Xiao, a beautiful young woman with a slender branch and abundant fruits, jumped out with a smile, blocked Xiao Yi, made a face, and laughed, little happy. Trash like he was not qualified to attack Xiao Yi. The magical power of destruction rules concept destruction, annihilation of all concepts. The faint life force spread out like ripples on water, instantly spreading to the flaming fist. The purple creature Tianjiaowei said disapprovingly, "You are somewhat pretty, but facing my flame sun fist, you are courting death. It's a pity to waste such a good-looking body." But in the next scene, his expression froze. The moment the flame sun fist came into contact with the waves of the rules of destruction, it instantly collapsed and disappeared like a falling star, completely disappearing. Nangong Xiao put one hand on her waist, pointed at the purple creature Tianjiaowei with the other hand, and raised her head. "I can't even protect myself, and you're still blaming me." The purple creature genius looked at his gradually disappearing body, extremely shocked, and said in horror, "This woman is actually a practitioner of the destruction class. and a powerful person in the star domain realm, God of War Hong. Save me. His words had no effect. Within milliseconds, his body disappeared without a trace, annihilated conceptually. Hiss. Fucked. Oh my god. The purple creature guard team cried out in surprise. The beautiful lady with twin ponytails and huge fruits is actually a destructed being in the star realm. The purple creature genius team became solemn. The contempt in their eyes disappeared in an instant, and was replaced by strong vigilance and fighting spirit. The face of the God of War Hong in the car was extremely ugly. He had just taken action but failed to save the person. Even the energy of rules he used was completely destroyed. This woman is probably more than just at the star domain level. Nan Gong Xiao snorted. Who among you still wants to kill Xiaoyi? Come out and I'll kill them all at once. It's too much trouble if you come one by one. The Secretary General's pupils shrank. The purple creature genius stood up and clasped his fists and said, I am a second-level genius in the star realm. Ranked 10th in the Hall of Prodigies. I will put an end to you. There was a loud bang. He attacked with an air cannon, and his punch was like a falling nuclear bomb. Nangong Xiao said impatiently, I asked you all to attack together, but no one listens to me. Life-related rule-based magical power life deprivation, deprive all life and replenish oneself. A dazzling light burst out from her beautiful eyes, overshadowing the brightness of the sun, and was extremely dazzling. Where the light shines, no grass grows. There are more than 20 geniuses in the Purple Creatures talent team, and more than 20 people in the Purple Creatures guard team. Under the dazzling light, all the vitality in the body was drained away. In that instant, it seemed like eternity. Their lives came to an end. The light faded, and the two teams, the Star Realm Tianjiaowei team and the Emperor Realm Guard team, were all like dead grass, lifeless and without any vitality. Their bodies were still there, but their pupils were broken, and they were all dead. Nangong Xiao slapped away the air cannon that was like a falling nuclear bomb as if she were swatting a mosquito. A smile appeared on her face, and she laughed. It's finally quiet. You damn mosquitoes. If you don't come forward, I will take the initiative to attack. Xiaoyi, I did a good job, didn't I? Xiaoyi touched her head and nodded. Nangong Xiao was so happy inside to receive the praise from her husband. Her smile was as bright as a star. The eyes of many beast girls widened. Damn it. The chance to show off in front of Xiaoyi was snatched away by Xiao. No, I will also take action later and show off in front of Xiaoyi. Not far away, the Secretary General examined the withered purple creature's body and said in surprise, dead, all dead, no one alive. All vitality is gone. All life is lost. What? Hong Shen's face changed drastically, and he finally got down from his car. He checked the bodies of each purple creature genius one by one with an expressionless face. The Secretary General was shocked. This girl with twin ponytails is actually a practitioner with dual special attributes of destruction and life. The realm is still at the high level of Star Domain realm. Just this one person could probably kill all the geniuses in our Purple Star Emperor Star Pride Hall. It might not be uncommon for the destructive type of life to appear alone, but it would be extremely terrifying if one person possessed all of them at the same time. God of War Hong was trembling, suppressing something. The Secretary General thought that he would be furious and start killing people, but unexpectedly, God of War Hong was so excited that he laughed out loud. Okay, that's great. Girl, I recognize you. I admire your talent and attributes. Are you willing to be my personal disciple? Nan Gong Xiao, Xiaoyi and many other beast girls looked strange. Why were they accepting disciples again? Destiny attribute Gu King Cheng transmitted the message. I can see the good and evil in this man. He exudes a strong evil aura. His purpose in accepting him as a disciple must be impure. Nangong Xiao expressed her understanding, took a step forward, and said in a slightly arrogant tone, with your frivolous appearance, you are not qualified to be my master. Come on, you're the only one left. Let's solve this problem as soon as possible. The burly man Hong Shen laughed loudly. It's normal for a Yanjiaowei to be a little proud. In an instant, he was like a tiger king, emitting a murderous aura that swept across the entire galaxy. The sun in the distance of the blue star began to flicker, and all the planets in the solar system began to tremble. Xiaoyi's face changed and he took action quietly. Rule magical power space barrier, a barrier formed by the rules of space, which can block the aftermath of battle and has a defensive effect. In just a moment, the planets in the Milky Way and the solar system returned to their original state. The pupils of the God of War Hong shrank. His face was solemn, and he said in surprise, this Xiaoyi is actually at the domination realm. Fuck, domination realm? The Secretary General was stunned. Xiao Yi curled his lips and asked Nangong CEO to come back. He wanted to deal with this man personally. Chapter 641, Time goes back 600,000 years. And, finally got in touch. At first, Florina's image was intermittent, but after it began to stabilize, she let out a sigh of relief. The image of the Shadow Stone asked directly, Saika, have we dealt with that group of Wilderness Coalition forces? Looking at the image in front of her, Florina was still wearing the silver armor she wore when she left, but her condition was obviously not very good. Her face was haggard, and the magic stone on the chest of the armor was much dimmer. I'm sorry, Lady Florina, but this group of natives fled back into the depths of the wilderness today. Fujiro looked ashamed. As a highly respected commander, it is really embarrassing for him to make such a mistake. Good day, Baron Levi. At this moment, Flynn A's image looked behind the two of them. Fujiro and Saikai were both startled and looked in the direction of his gaze. The Lord, who had left at some point, was actually behind the two of them, peeking around, and no one knew how long he had been there. Levi coughed twice awkwardly, then greeted with a smile, Good day, Madame Florina. Then, facing the two people who had fallen silent as if they had eaten, he explained, I had already left, but then I remembered that I had left something here, so I came back to get it. I didn't expect to run into Duke Florina, who was sending you a message. Levi, who was about to make a video call, changed his mind and stared at the small stone on the ground with curiosity. There is no doubt that the image came from it. This made the Lord marvel at the magic of the magic item, and at the same time, his heart was agitated, and he couldn't help but want to take it in his hands and play with it. Looking at the Lord with an innocent face, the two felt helpless. In order to avoid being caught, the two men did not specifically order the soldiers to guard the place and not allow anyone to come in, but simply sent the officers away. Unexpectedly, Levi returned to this shabby camp without anyone noticing. This is not a very important secret. Baron Levi can just keep it to himself if he knows it. Besides, I just happened to need his help with something. Florina rubbed her eyebrows and looked worried. Yes. After receiving the order, the two nodded. Your Excellency the Duke, I will do everything in my power to fulfill your wishes. The Lord nodded and smiled, but he did not dare to pat his chest and say that he would definitely accomplish it. I don't know if it's because the distance is too far or something is affecting it, but I can't contact you until now, so I'll keep it short. Florina became very serious. A group of dark elves that appeared out of nowhere organized the Wilderness Alliance to move south. We let them distract us. Their real purpose was to cut off the northern Lonely Valley elf tribe from asking for our help and plunder their magic crystal mines. When I led the cavalry here, I happened to encounter them leading a large army to attack Lonely Valley. After a fierce battle, I temporarily repelled them, and I also successfully met the Wisp-Orphan tribe of Lonely Valley. I wanted to contact you directly and ask you to defeat the Wilderness Alliance as soon as possible, and then go north to provide support. But I haven't been able to contact you until now. So, Fujiro, don't worry about these wilderness natives, and bring the Thorn Legion to Lonely Valley as soon as possible. At this point, Florina looked at Levi and said, Baron Levi, this war for Beilayu City needs your help. The title of knight still belongs to you. For this military assistance, I will pay you a satisfactory reward. Florina spoke quickly and urgently, and one could imagine that the situation must be very serious. Madam Florina, I want to know how many troops this group of dark elves has. This will affect whether I will agree to this military aid. Levi asked seriously. This time he is not trying to continue to raise his own price, but is actually weighing the pros and cons. To put it bluntly, the fuse of this war was that this group of drow elves set their eyes on the so-called magic crystal mine of another elven tribe. Since Florina is willing to help at such a high cost, there is a high probability that she will also have a share of the magic crystal mine. So this war is a struggle for interests between the two forces. It can be said that it has nothing to do with him. Even if Florina was willing to pay the reward, if the enemy was powerful, there was really no need for him to get involved in this mess. The other side is very powerful, with a total of 5,000 drow, 20,000. As a result, at this critical moment, the image began to become intermittent. A rustling sound was heard. Cici Kai will tell you everything. Following the last sentence, the image suddenly went out. WOZ high. No signal at the critical moment. You're playing this tune with me, sir? The Lord looked at the stone that had no image, and fiddled with it in his hands, but there was still no response, and he was so angry that his heart ached. Sir, there is no need to bother. Once the shadow stone is used, it will be no different from any other stone found anywhere in the mountains. Saikai advised Levi, who kept hitting the stone, throwing it hard on the ground. The Lord expressed his dissatisfaction. He even judged others by his own mean character, suspecting that Florina did this on purpose, just to influence his judgment and get him to go with him to support. Let's go back first. Saikai will explain everything to you on the way. After saying this, Fujiro hurriedly ran to command the army to set off again. The legion, carrying the sword wrapped in Thorn's banner, set out again to return to the camp, 3 times faster than when they came. The Lord rode side by side with Night Sky, and he explained everything. In other words, magic crystal ore is a kind of ore that contains a large amount of magic power. The Lord suppressed his inner restlessness and confirmed again, "Sir, it's not magic power, it's primordial magic power. The former can be directly absorbed and used, while the latter belongs to the magic power of ancient times. The concentration is too high and must be refined by special methods before it can be used." Saikai explained seriously. After all, primordial magic is not to be trifled with. If you are not careful, you may get magical disease. When we traded with the elf tribe, these magic crystal ores were among the items. As for the other items, they were just a cover-up. It can be said that the magic crystal mines account for at least 30 of the prosperity of the north. Saikai sighed. So even if the enemy is about to march south, Duke Florina can't sit idly by and watch the magic crystal mines be snatched away by others. The Lord nodded. But I was extremely excited inside. When Saikai told him what the magic crystal ore was, he thought of something at that moment. Stone egg. The stone egg associated with the goddess of nature. When Old Man Sam discovered that magic was needed to hatch the stone egg, the Lord had to put the hatching on hold due to the financial constraints of Highcliffe Castle. But now, can't this so-called magic crystal mine solve this problem? As for the concentration of magic power and original magic power, this stone egg has been passed down from ancient times. Isn't this just a blind cat catching a dead mouse, a lucky acquaintance? The Lord, who was originally hesitant, made up his mind. Chapter 642, the Secretary General recognizes his master, and becomes a 10th level slave in the domination realm. You are no match for the territory lord. In addition to War God Hon, we also have 10 generals at the domination realm in charge of our purple star. You only have to people at the master realm. If you go, you will just die. I advise you to put aside your hostility towards Lun Zishuwei Emperor's star and just let me go. I am doing this for your own good, the Secretary General said earnestly. He was very happy that the beast hunting star region could produce such an enchanting genius. But when he thought of Xiaoyi standing on the opposite side of Ziwei Emperor's star, he stopped laughing and felt a little heavy. Xiaoyi glanced at the many beast girls and said, "He said we are no match for him. What do you think?" More than a dozen beast girls spoke up. "Purple Star Emperor, we are sweeping the land. Don't underestimate us. We are united as one." The powerful pressure from the master level erupted from each of the beautiful beast girls. The starry sky is shaking and the dark matter is dying. The Secretary General is like a lone boat, under the beating of many pressures, storms, and rough waves. His fragile life seems to be in danger of being overturned at any time. He was shocked. The domination realm. They are all in the domination realm. Although most of them have just entered the domination realm. But this pressure is enough to make even me, who is at the 9th level of the domination realm, feel frightened and feel a life and death crisis. They are all in the realm of domination as monstrous as Xiaoyi. You are all humans from Blue Star? What is your relationship with Mr. Xiao? He stammered. Cheng Bingshi glanced at him and said calmly, "We are both Xiaoyi's wives." Many beast girls spoke up one after another, and the pleasant voices of Yuanian and Ynian were heard one after another. "Yeah, Xiaoyi's wife. We are my husband's beast mothers. Xian Gong is our husband." The Secretary General was dumbfounded. Damn, they are all Xiaoyi's wives. This Xiaoyi is so awesome and blessed to have so many beautiful women following him. These stunning women are all super geniuses who can enter the list of geniuses of all races in the starry sky. Their attributes are also very rare and they have a bright and dazzling future. He admitted that he was envious. "Mr. Xiao, you live a better life than our domain lord." The Secretary General gave a thumbs up. Xiaoyi waved his hand and said impatiently, "Led the way. I'm not in the mood to chat with you here anymore." Sheng Bingshi and the other beast girls said, "Uncle, led the way. You old man, just led the way when I ask you to. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Hurry up, or Xiaoyi will kill you." The Secretary General showed a bitter expression. "If that's the case, then I will lead the way." Territory Lord. You may really fall. Alas, those Lord-level generals may not be their opponents. We on ZY Emperor Star will most likely suffer heavy casualties and losses. We are all creatures from the Beast Hunter Star region. We should unite as one and face the outside world together. There is no need to engage in internal strife like this. Sigh. He thought for a moment. He turned his head suddenly. His eyes were sharp, and a strong aura of fearlessness of life and death burst out from his body. Xiao Yi frowned and said coldly, "Why? Do you want to stop us? Then you should not live anymore and be buried with War God Hong." The eyes of many beast girls gradually turned cold. The Secretary General was from the ZY Emperor Star camp and was an outsider after all. The Secretary General has good character, but he is in the enemy camp and must be killed. But who would have thought that the Secretary General would clasp his hands together, suddenly kneel down on one knee, and say in a sonorous and powerful tone, "Mr. Xiao, please accept me as your servant. I voluntarily acknowledge you as my master." A master-servant contract filled with mysterious runes rose from his body and floated toward Xiao Yi. Xiao Yi and the other beast girls were stunned. A master-servant contract? The Secretary General actually wanted to be a slave. Looking at his posture just now, I thought he was trying to stop it desperately and threatening to die. Xiao Yi took a look at the master-servant contract. The content on it stated that Shang Wanhong would be a slave and serve his master Xiao Yi forever. And his soul was also branded. Once he allowed it, Secretary General Shang Wanhong would completely become his slave who could be controlled at will. Many beast girls had strange expressions on their faces. Was this a way of showing their loyalty? Xiao Yi was surprised. "We are not going to kill you. What is your reason for doing this?" Secretary General Shang Wanhong said bitterly, "Master, I took you to ZY Emperor Star to kill the Territory Master, which means I have betrayed you. Domain Lord, I will certainly be defeated in your hands, and the Master will replace the Domain Master and become the new Star Domain Master of the Beast Hunter Star Domain. As the Secretary General, I have been serving the Domain Master all my life, and the same goes for the Master. I just hope that the Master will not start a massacre on ZY Emperor Star, but only wipe out those related to the Territory Master." Xiao Yi touched his chin. What this man said made some sense, but he was not very willing to accept slaves. The spirit of fate spoke up, "My husband, Shang Wanhong, is a loyal dog. In the next 100 years, this Secretary General will also be wholeheartedly thinking about the people." Secretary General Shang Wanhong looked at her gratefully, knelt down on both knees and clasped his fists, saying, "Master, please accept me as your slave. From now on, Shang Wanhong will only be loyal to you." Xiao Yi thought for a moment, nodded, and agreed. After checking that there was no problem with the master-servant contract, he separated a trace of his soul and merged it into the contract. In an instant, the contract was established, and the supreme rule split into two balls of light and escaped into the bodies of the two people. At this moment, Xiao Yi felt that he could kill Shang Wanhong in a single thought, could sense Shang Wanhong's good and evil, could block and imprison his entire body, realm, mental power, soul, etc. with just a thought. Everyone set out immediately and headed for ZY Emperor Star, the main star of the ZY Galaxy and the beast hunting star domain. The Secretary General invited Xiao Yi to enter the Jiaoilong vehicle. This dragon is very fast. It can travel through the starry sky at the speed of light. It will arrive in a few hours. The Secretary General less exclusive cars. Now they are your cars. He expressed his loyalty. Xiao Yi waved his hand. The speed of light? Too slow. Give me the spatial coordinates of the purple star. Secretary General Shang Wanhong told me the coordinates, which made me a little confused. Is the speed of light slower? The Ancestral Queen can use her master-level magical power space teleportation, ultra-long-distance space teleportation. There was a flash of white light in front of everyone's eyes, and the next moment, everyone reached an extremely large planet that spanned the starry sky. The Secretary General had a dull expression. Well, in Madame's eyes, the speed of light is indeed very slow. No matter how fast the speed of light is, it cannot be as fast as that of space practitioners. The purple star is ahead. Please stop and show your passes. A monkey general with a hairy mouth and a thunder god face who was guarding outside the purple star emperor blocked the way of the crowd. This is a fortress. Many interstellar spaceships around it need to go through a series of orderly inspections before they can enter the ZY Emperor Star. General Monkey had a solemn expression on his face. The aura from these people was deep and heavy, and he felt a palpitation as if he was facing a strong enemy. Secretary General Shang Wanhong came closer and scolded. General Stone Monkey, this is a distinguished guest from my Purple Star Emperor Star. Do you dare to intercept him? General Xiu's pupils shrank, and he clasped his fists and said, "Hello, Secretary General. Since these people are honored guests, I will let them pass." "Sir, distinguished guests, please." The Secretary General represents the domain master when he is away. When the 10 generals saw him, they also had to salute. The Secretary General snorted. General Xiu personally led Xiaoyi and a group of beast girls through the planetary fortress smoothly, and said with a fist, "Secretary General, distinguished guests, please proceed as you please." Under the gaze of General Stone Monkey, the Secretary General led Xiaoyi the others into the Ziwei Emperor Star. He sighed. The Domain Master's network is getting stronger and stronger. These people are obviously the elites of the Star clans. I am Ziwei Emperor Star, and my future is bright. Little did they know that Xiaoyi was here to kill the Domain Lord. Chapter 643 Entering the Emperor Star. The Territory Lord dies. On the Purple Star Emperor Star, majestic palaces stand on the earth. The building is magnificent, like solidified stars, exuding breathtaking solemnity and splendor. At the highest point of the Imperial Star, there is a giant city with the body of a dragon sword standing on the ground like a magic sword that can pierce through everything. Huge transparent energy shields surround the sword body, like layers of invisible barriers, isolating the noise and commotion from the outside world. Outside the Shenlong sword body city, Secretary General Shang Wanhong said respectfully, "Master, this divine dragon sword body is a giant treasure city of the master level that combines killing and defense. Legend has it that if you master the giant treasure sword, you will be invincible in the master's territory. That villain domain master is very likely to have mastered the great sword of supreme treasure. We must be careful in dealing with it this time." Xiaoyi waved his hand. "Nothing. Killing and defense are all fine. It's within time, within space, within fate, within reincarnation." The first queen was filled with murderous intent. "We are invincible in the realm of domination, and cannot be compared with external treasures. This time, I will kill the Territory Lord myself." The Secretary General was astonished. Not only was the Master Xiaoyi not worried at all, but all of the ladies also felt that there was nothing to worry about. "Well, then please, Master and ladies, follow me." He straightened his face and took Xiaoyi and many beast girls into the giant city of the dragon sword body. With the authority of the Secretary General, they passed through the heavily guarded patrols and inspection teams, and headed straight for the Domain Lord's Hall deep in the Imperial Palace. After entering the Domain Lord's Hall in the deepest part of the dragon sword body, the Secretary General transferred the guard team in the hall and issued a notice. "The Domain Master is having an important conversation with a distinguished guest. No one is allowed to enter within 1 month. Otherwise, they will be killed without mercy." The door of the main hall was tightly closed, making it airtight. The Secretary General took Xiaoyi all the way to the rest area of the Domain Lord's Hall. Outside the door, I could hear indescribable noises coming from inside the room from afar. Several women were begging for mercy, cursing, and denouncing. "Yang Bie, I will cooperate with you. Please don't kill me. I am the only daughter in my family. I cannot die. Lord Territory Lord, it's worth dying to be favored by you. Yang Bie, you actually practice the devouring magic skill that absorbs the essence of others. You will not die well. Yang Bie, most of us are daughters of generals. If our dad finds out, he will definitely rush to the palace and kill you." The rough male voice laughed arrogantly and said, "It has personality. I like it. Come again." The Secretary General's face turned blue and red. He had long known the character of the Territory Lord, but today he even attacked the general's daughter. What a beast! What a beast! Xiaoyi had a strange look on his face. This Domain Lord was playing even better than him. The first queen snorted coldly. Her eyes were cold and disgusted. Fortunately, she was not captured by force, otherwise one of them might be her. Bang! The first queen kicked open the bedroom door and was the first to step in, shouting, "You beast! You actually treat your compatriots like this in broad daylight. You deserve to die." A loud shout, containing the magical power of Rule's space shock, was like a thunderclap out of the blue, exploding in the ears of many people in the room. The Domain Lord, whose veins were bulging and had a long narrow scar on his face, suddenly changed his expression. He quickly put on his clothes, pushed the woman next to him away, sat on the bed, and shouted with dignity, "Who are you and why did you break into my palace?" The first queen didn't waste any words with him, and the pressure of the 4th level of the mythical domination realm spread out. The Domain Lord also released the pressure of the 10th level of the domination realm to counterattack it, but his pressure was as fragile as an egg hitting a stone in front of the pressure of the first queen. The pressure from the first queen crushed past like a devastating force. The domain lord seemed to be hit by 100,000 huge trucks, and he spat out blood. His face was horrified. His body bent like a shrimp, and he said in horror, "Such a powerful 4th level master. Which super genius of the Star Clan are you? Hi, Yang Ba. Have never offended you. Why do you have to mind other people's business?" The first queen sneered, the disgust in her eyes almost overflowing. Secretary General and Xiao Yi and many other beast girls walked into the bedroom. They frowned because the air here was too smelly. Xiao Yi frowned and said, "Queen, just kill him. This place stinks." The first queen nodded and was about to take action. The territory lord was furious. "Queen? Secretary General, who is she? Which queen among the myriad races in the starry sky? Hurry up and gather the generals to capture this witch together." The Secretary General said expressionlessly, "This is the first Empress, Yang Bi. You have been dissolute and neglected the affairs of state today. You should abdicate." The territory lord widened his eyes. "The first Empress?" It was the first Empress. He dug his ears and said, "Impossible. The first queen is only a minor emperor in a small galaxy. How could she be such a powerful master-level super genius?" "Secretary General, are you planning to rebel? You are saying such outrageous words." The Secretary General ignored him and respectfully clasped his fist toward Xiao Yi and said, "Master, please kill this man and destroy his soul. Yang Ba, you are no longer qualified to be the domain master." Xiao Yi waved his hand and said, "Queen, I leave it to you." The first queen nodded. Rules of magical powers: space blockade, space shielding, space annihilation, space soul confinement. 3 mysterious and unpredictable magical powers of the master realm descended. This side of the imperial palace was blocked and this side of the bedroom was shielded. All the spiritual souls here gradually turned into nickel powder. Yang Ba was in a panic. His whole body was restrained. He was originally an extremely powerful 10th level master, but now he couldn't exert any power at all. His realm, energy, mental power, soul power and supernatural powers were all restrained. He was shocked. You can't be the first queen with this kind of fighting power. Even the young master of the Starry Sky myriad clans can't even dream of it. "Sir, how have I offended you? I apologize to you. I kowtow to you. Please don't kill me." The domain master was afraid that he would die in his bedroom. But the first queen and the others just watched coldly. Just 100,000th of a millisecond later, the domain lord's soul was completely destroyed, but his body was intact. He fell on the belly of the woman curled up on the bed, his eyes dull and his whole body devoid of soul. Only a shell left. Xiao Yi waved his hand, and the magical power of time reversal rule was activated. The time factor rippled out, making the time here go back to 10 minutes ago. The domain owner's personal time is excluded. Several people disappeared. A scream came from the bedroom. "Dead? The domain master is dead." And it was Ma Shengfeng who died. "It's a good thing he died. Practicing evil skills, a crooked way. I haven't been favored by the territory lord yet. Otherwise my death would be worth it." Listening to the screams coming from the bedroom. In the hall, the first queen was overjoyed and said, "This territory lord is too weak. I used a few magical powers to deal with him." The Secretary General is ashamed. "It's not that the domain lord is too weak. It's that you are too strong. A domain lord with quasi-mythical talent is inherently several levels weaker than you, who are at the mythical level." Xiao Yi glanced around and said calmly, "Secretary General, the Purple Star Emperor cannot be without a domain master for a day. If this domain master dies, you will take over. Do you have this ability?" The Secretary General knelt on his knees and said with great joy, "That villain territory lord neglected the affairs of state. I was originally in charge of the Purple Star Emperor Star and the Beast Hunter Star region, but I just relied on the authority of the territory lord. Now that the territory lord is dead, it is naturally the easiest for me to take over." "But master, don't you want to be a domain master?" Chapter 644, Mu Qingzu is the Time Empress? Xiao Yi shook his head. He was not interested in the position of domain lord. As a domain lord, he also has to deal with the affairs of the beast hunting star domain, which brings trouble to himself. Just like raising a dog and letting Shang Wanhong be the domain lord, he can still enjoy power and benefits that are no less than that of the domain lord. Bang! Shang Wanhong knelt down on both knees and said solemnly, "Master, Shang Wanhong will definitely live up to your expectations and manage the Beast Hunter Star region well. From now on, I Shang Wanhong am the domain master and your loyal servant. If you point east, I will never go west. If you say that the star of the Purple Star Emperor is extinguished, I will never let it shine. Xiao Yi nodded and waved his hand, saying, "Go ahead. Take the position of Domain Lord, and we'll go back to the Milky Way." Shangguan Han was surprised. "Master, aren't you going to visit Ziwei Emperor Star for a few days?" "No. The Milky Way is in a turbulent time right now, and we can't leave the Milky Way for too long." Xiao Yi's eyes flashed with brilliance. He did not forget the words of the God of Destiny. After the incident in the beast-hunting star domain, the old man from the welfare home, who was the embodiment of the great will of the universe, opened up the wasteland, released its aura, and the creatures from the wasteland ravaged the blue planet. It will also attract the spying and invasion of all the races in the starry sky. Blue Star is his hometown, and he cannot just watch it become a region and be used as a toy by all the races in the starry sky. Shangguan Han understood and did not try to persuade him to stay. Xiao Yi looked at the beast girls, raised his hand and activated the space rule magical power space teleportation, ultra-long distance space teleportation. A faint force of rules flowed, a white light flashed, and Shangguan Han was the only one left at the scene. Shangguan Han said as if he was looking at a god, "I respectfully send my master back home." He knelt for a long time, and when he stood up again, an extremely strong majesty emanated from his body and spread throughout the entire Ziwei Emperor Star. At this moment, he is the Domain Lord, the supreme ruler of this beast-hunting star domain. After half a day, he successfully took the position and was supported by most of the generals, becoming the Domain Lord and the Lord of the Star Field with full legitimacy. A notice was issued by Shangguan Han. "The Milky Way is the most honorable ally of my Purple Star Emperor Star. From now on, whenever I see a creature in the Milky Way, I should treat it with the highest etiquette." The other side. The beast girls have returned to Blue Planet. Xiao Yi and the first Queen Mu Qingzhu stood on the starry wall at the edge of the Milky Way. The three of them walked all the way towards the main city along the majestic and narrow starry sky Great Wall corridor. The arrogant daughter Mu Qingzhu's beautiful eyes were shocked. The Great Wall stretched as far as the eye could see, and the surrounding area was filled with brilliant stars. At the end of the field of vision, there stand statues that are towering into the sky. Countless ferocious beasts and humans from the Milky Way come here and kneel down to pay homage to them and offer their most sincere faith. And those two statues were carefully carved in the image of Xiao Yi and the first queen. The statue of Xiao Yi holds up a 1,000-foot-high palace in one hand, and has the other hand behind his back, with eyes gazing at the starry sky with deep and profound feelings. The statue of the first queen has a dignified face and a slim figure. Mu Qingzhu couldn't help but feel a little envious. Why is the statue next to Xiao Yi not her? Mu Qingzhu. But the first queen? The first queen felt relaxed and chuckled. Human Emperor, this great wall of stars is a huge formation. We can refine it into a barrier formation that can cover the entire Milky Way and can be used for both offense and defense. If there are foreign invasions in the future, we will have a means of defense. Xiaoqi thought about it and felt that what she said made sense. Then let's work together and use the materials and restrictions to refine an offensive amunprezen that covers the Milky Way. The Domination Realm Formation. Mu Qingzhu hurriedly said, "Xiao Yi, I will also help you. Don't forget, I am the 10th level of the Master of Time Attribute." Xiao Yi smiled lightly. Together, at this moment, he possessed more than 10 attributes. Time, space, 5 elements, thunder, ice, destiny, life, destruction, reincarnation, phantom, supreme, devouring, creation and other attributes. The magical power of the mastery of the rules of the time attribute can already make time go back, reset, pause and fast forward. For an individual, it can make the time go back 600,000 years and accelerate time 10,000 times. Large-scale time reversal can also make time go back hundreds of years. The magical power of the rules of space can destroy a galaxy in an instant and create a different space of one's own. The magical power of the rules of life attributes can deprive any living being of its lifespan, and can also bring a person back to life. The magical power of the rules of reincarnation attributes can directly cause a strong man in the realm of dominance to reincarnate into the animal realm in the blink of an eye. The magical power of the rules of destiny can control the fate of any living being. The phantom attribute can allow the body and soul to transcend the universe and turn itself into nothingness. It is the ultimate version of the invisibility talent skill. It can also instantly transform a star field into a real illusion and pull living beings into the illusion. The devouring attribute is also very terrifying. It turns into a black hole and can devour any existence. It is a real perpetual motion machine. Now he can achieve eternal existence and immortality. Of course, this is the case when one does not encounter a strong enemy above the domination realm. Otherwise it is a different matter. The three of them walked along the corridor of the Starry Sky Great Wall and met a team. It was General Qin Jilong who was guarding the Starry Sky Great Wall. It was inspecting the Starry Sky Great Wall. When General Qin Jilong saw Xiaoyi and the other two, his pupils shrank, and a look of respect and awe appeared on his face. He knelt on one knee and said respectfully, "Meet the human emperor. Meet the queen. I did not come to greet you immediately. I am guilty and should commit suicide." His face was filled with guilt and self-blame. His fin turned into a knife of light and stabbed directly into his heart. With a sound, a mouthful of blood spurted out. Feeling his own life slipping away, his face relaxed, as if he had atoned for his sins. The human emperor and the queen are the highest beliefs in the Milky Way. It would be a crime to neglect the two supreme leaders. The first queen's mouth twitched, and she pointed out the injury that was holding him back, and said speechless lie. "What's your crime? Don't look for trouble." Xiaoyi and Mu Qingzu looked strange. "Queen, is this the rule you set before? If you don't come to greet me, I will hurt myself." The first queen's face flushed red, and she said, "Don't get me wrong, I don't have the leisure to make such a rule. I guess these generals made up the rules themselves." Xiaoyi's face showed a strange look, and his eyes shot out a gleam of light, which covered General Qin Jilong, who was only at the perfect quasi-emperor level. Time for General Qin Jilong gradually went back to the time before he was injured. General Qin Jilong was shocked and knelt down and said, "This is the power of time. Lord Ren Huang actually controls time. Thank you, Emperor Ren, for saving my life. I have no way to repay you." He knelt down to give thanks. Xiaoyi raised his hand and a gentle force pulled him up, and he said in an unquestionable tone, "Come with us to the main city." "What kind of sick rules are these? They are totally unreasonable." General Qin Jilong trembled. "Yes. Time?" The first queen was cheered up. She secretly glanced at Mu Qingzu a few times. This beast girl looked so much like her sister, the Time Empress, as if they were cast from the same mold. Their personalities were also very similar. Both were a bit arrogant. If they hadn't been together for a long time and had not had these slight differences in their living habits, she would have thought that Mu Qingzu was her sister, the Time Empress. Chapter 645 The Time Queen returns. I'm afraid that Mu Qingzu and her sister, the Time Empress, have some connection. Well, the first queen sighed. I haven't seen my sister for a long time, and I don't know where she is. After being promoted to the domination realm, his divine consciousness could instantly spread across the entire beast-hunting star domain, but he could not find the figure of his sister, the Time Empress. My sister has probably left the beast-hunting star region and headed deep into the starry sky. In the past, when he had reached the perfect temporal realm, he believed that his sister was invincible in the star domain realm and had no rivals in the world. But after he was promoted to the domination realm, he became more and more in awe of the universe. He felt that the universe was unfathomable and that those in the domination realm were just ants. This is nothing. She is already at the perfect temporal realm. But she is like a frog in a well looking at the bright moon. She has already been promoted to the master realm. But looking at this universe is like an ant looking at the sky. The more powerful one's realm becomes, the more one realizes how insignificant one is. The three of them followed General Qin Jilong's lead all the way to the vast main city that had been rebuilt, the main city of the Milky Way starry sky. Along the way, many ferocious beasts and humans saluted respectfully to welcome the arrival of the emperor and the queen. Arrived in the main city, Xiaoyan the first queen sat at the first seats in the hall. In the hall, 20 ferocious beast generals and human generals who had reached the perfect quasi-emperor realm knelt and saluted. Xiaoqi held the booklet in his hand and his face dark, and as he looked at the rules of the Milky Way starry Great Wall described in the booklet. 1. Anyone who neglects, defames, slanders or insults the emperor and empress must immediately commit suicide to make amends. 2. The words of the emperor and the empress are the rules and the faith. If you disobey them, your entire clan will be killed. 3. Every soldier can return to his home planet once every 100 years and must bring back more than 10 elites to serve as the defenders of the starry sky Great Wall. Otherwise, he will commit suicide or his entire clan will be executed. 4. Every year, the entire army should gather under the statues in each city and kneel down to swear an oath, offering the most sincere faith. Those who violate the oath will be imprisoned and hanged. 5. When foreign enemies invade and the alarm sounds, our soldiers, no matter if they have broken legs, fractured bones, concussions, etc., as long as they are not seriously injured and dying, will immediately serve as cannon fodder to delay the enemy's invasion and wait for our army to gather in counterattack. Otherwise, they will be deprived of the qualification to guard the starry sky Great Wall. and their souls will be lit as sky lanterns. 6. Anyone in the Milky Way who disobeys and joins in guarding the Great Wall of the Starry Sky will have his entire clan executed. 7. Except for the first and second rules above, the creatures on Blue Star are not bound by them. 8,910, 1,000. There are more than 10,000 rules. If a person commits a very minor crime, the lightest punishment is hanging, and the heaviest punishment is the execution of 9 generations of the family. The souls also light sky lanterns all the time. Of course, meritorious officers and soldiers will also be generously praised, promoted, rewarded with visits home, training supplies, etc. He has made great contributions and is also awarded a golden medal of immunity from death. Xiao Yi frowned, wondering if these punishments were too severe. The reward is too small. He put down the booklet and glanced around. There were more than 20 beast generals and human generals in the hall. Their realms were all perfect quasi-emperor realm, and there was not a single emperor. This realm is too low, he said. You still need to continue to improve the reward and punishment mechanism. It's good to have strict rules, but don't go too extreme. Keep the rules serious while still keeping some humanity. Discuss the rules in this booklet among yourselves, and continue to improve them. More than 20 ferocious beast and human generals immediately clasped their fists and said, "We will follow the orders of the human emperor and improve the military regulations immediately." Yes. Xiao Yi put the book aside and said, "Next, the Queen and I will refine the Starry Sky Great Wall into a high-level formation that covers the entire Milky Way. While you are perfecting the rules, everything else can remain the same. You 20 or so generals are at a low level. The origin of the rules of the Milky Way has been opened. You must work hard to cultivate and strive to raise your own levels." After giving instructions for a few things, he looked to the side. "Queen, do you have any instructions?" The first queen smiled faintly. "No, just do as you say." The 3 of them stood up and came to the sky above the Milky Way. At a glance, tens of thousands of small galaxies similar to our solar system are slowly revolving around the giant black hole at the center of the Milky Way. The sky is full of twinkling stars. The Great Wall of Stars is a defensive building along the edge of the Milky Way. Hundreds of subsidiary cities stand within the Great Wall of Starry Sky, guarding the Great Wall of Starry Sky and the Milky Way. Let's quickly refine the forbidden barrier. Xiao Yi spoke and then took action. One after another, the restrictions of the domination realm were cast and attached to the Great Wall of Stars. The first queen and Mu Qingzu were not willing to be left behind. They cast one domination realm ban after another and integrated them into the main city, and the secondary city of the Starry Sky Great Wall. After several hours of hard work, the Great Wall of Stars and the Milky Way became one, forming an impenetrable formation barrier. The core link of this barrier is the giant black hole at the center of the Milky Way. The core of the formation is the main city and various secondary cities. The barrier has several functions. 1. The healing and resurrection effects of life at rebuild mental power. 2. The attribute of reincarnation has the effect of absorbing souls and reincarnation. 3. The spatial attribute detection of foreign invasion is similar to the effect of radar scanning and spatial strangulation. 45,678. And so on. Xiaoqi made a master-level intelligent core and placed it in a giant black hole to control the autonomous operation of the formation barrier. When facing soldiers who have made meritorious services, they will receive the blessing of the effectiveness of the formation. When faced with extremely vicious soldiers who violate the rules and commit crimes, they will be punished, sent to the animal realm. Their lives will end, their fortunes will plummet, etc. This intelligent core will also awaken the origin of the rules of each planet. Open up the origin of the rules of each planet. Allow the creatures in the Milky Way to practice smoothly. Improve the overall realm of the creatures in the Milky Way, and so on. After finishing everything, the first queen said with a relaxed look, "With the formation barrier here, we don't have to guard the Starry Sky Great Wall all the time like before. The soldiers can also relax more easily." Mu Qingzu nodded. Although she had never seen the Starry Sky battlefield, judging from the smell of blood on the Starry Sky Great Wall, she knew how brutal the fighting was in the Starry Sky battlefield. Suddenly at this moment, the 3 of them looked strange. They sensed the outer star realm, at the edge of the formation barrier, trying to enter the Milky Way. The first queen sensed it a little and said happily, "It's my sister, the Time Empress." The 3 of them flashed and arrived at the formation barrier in an instant. In the formation barrier, a beautiful and slender woman who looked very similar to Mu Qingzu was angry. She pointed at the formation barrier with her hands on her waist and cursed, "What the hell is going on? When did the Milky Way have a barrier? Even someone like me can enter the star realm. It must be the work of those great clans in the starry sky. The queen and her friends are only at the emperor level. And they can't create a formation barrier that even I can't break through and enter. Damn the Star Clan. They're invading a poor galaxy like the Milky Way. It's the Queen of Time, the first Empress Xiao Yi. Mu Qingzu and the other two appeared next to the Empress of Time. The first queen said cunningly, "Sister, the Milky Way has been invaded by the Star Clan, and we need your help. As a powerful Star Realm Master, you should be able to drive away those bad guys, right?" Chapter 646. The Time Queen was shocked. Looking at this beautiful woman with delicate features, bright eyes, white teeth, a voluptuous figure, and an extraordinary temperament, it was the first time that Xiao Yi and Mu Qingzu saw the Time Empress. In the past, whenever the Time Queen appeared, she was always shrouded in mystery. Mu Qingzu opened her mouth in surprise, her eyes full of astonishment. This Time Empress was too similar to her. Mu Qingzu, it's as if they were carved from the same mold. That gorgeous little face, those moist little red lips, that voluptuous figure, that perky butt, even the angry look, they were all very similar. If outsiders were here, they might think they were twin sisters. Kainu Qingzu is the only daughter of the Demon City base city. Her family heritage is no more than 20,000 years old. The Time Empress is a deity who has lived on the Blue Star for more than 600,000 years. They are not twin sisters at all and have no blood relationship at all. Xiao Yi was also a little surprised. Why were the Time Empress and Mu Qingzu so similar? The Time Queen took the first queen's teasing seriously. She looked serious, protecting Xiao Yi and the other two behind her, and said in a heavy tone, "Tell me about the current situation on Blue Star. Don't worry, I will help you take back the blue planet and drive those invaders out of the galaxy." The first queen suddenly became sad. "Sister, those bad guys killed all the humans and gods on Blue Star. If we hadn't escaped with the treasure, I'm afraid we would have died on Blue Star. All the origins of the rules of our blue planet have also been occupied by them, including the origin of the rules of time attributes. Sister, please let us to break through this formation barrier and vent our anger for us." Xiao Yi and Mu Qingzu were stunned. Is the first queen possessed by the god of drama? But the Time Queen took it seriously and said with a distressed look, "We must think long term about this matter. We will definitely take back Blue Star. But at the moment, I cannot break through the formation and cannot enter the Milky Way." The first queen pretended to be surprised. "Oh, sister, you can't enter the Milky Way either? You are a powerful Star Realm Master." The Time Queen sighed. "The Star Realm is very strong compared to you, but in the universe, it is still a weakling," she exclaimed. "This formation barrier is probably a super barrier set up by a master in the domination realm. With such great power, he would not be unknown in the starry sky. I cannot compare with him." Xiao Yi was speechless and said, Queen, stop teasing her." Mu Qingzhao covered her mouth and chuckled. "Time Queen, actually this barrier was set up by the three of us." The first queen burst into laughter and said, "Well, the Milky Way and Blue Planet have not been invaded by foreign races. I was just teasing my sister just now." The Time Queen looked suspicious, and suddenly looked at the three people for a few seconds, and said strangely, "You are indeed humans from the Blue Star of the Queen, not fakes from the Star Clan. Why are you talking nonsense?" The first queen simply pulled the Time Empress into the barrier and officially stepped into the outer circle of the Milky Way. Then he pulled the Time Queen back to the outside of the formation barrier. The formation barrier was like a transparent light curtain, seemingly indestructible, but the two of them could move back and forth easily. "Piss." The Time Queen looked incredulous and gently poked the formation barrier with her finger, but her finger penetrated the barrier without being blocked. Her beautiful eyes widened and she took a breath of cold air. "Queen, Emperor, what's going on?" She was full of doubts. After going out to fight in the depths of the starry sky, when you come back to the Milky Way, you have a formation and barrier of the dominating level? This barrier was created by the Empress and the human Emperor. This is a formation barrier of the domination realm, not a formation barrier of the Emperor realm. The first queen was extremely proud and raised her swan neck to show off. In front of outsiders, she was a strong and majestic queen, but in front of the Queen of Time, she was just a little sister who had not even grown all her hair. "Sister, can you see through our realm?" Xiao Yi shook his head. The queen actually had this kind of bad taste. The Time Queen looked at the three people with her beautiful eyes and was suddenly surprised. "I can't see through it. Your realm is like a layer of fog. I can only feel that you are very powerful, but I can't see the specific realm. Also, why does this Blue Star woman look so much like me?" The first queen released her aura, and with a loud bang, The pressure of the domination realm spread throughout the entire beast hunting star region. The Time Queen sat down on the starry sky with a plop, her face full of horror. The domination realm. It's actually the domination realm. Wasn't the first Empress only at the perfect temporal realm? In just half a month, she broke through from the perfect temporal realm to the domination realm? Wait. Judging from this appearance, the Empress has lost her virginity. Has the Queen become the human Emperor's wife? The first Queen put away her pressure and aura, and boasted, "Sister, we are both in the domination realm. I, the first Queen, have also become the wife of the human Emperor." The Time Queen was shocked for a few seconds, but soon regained her composure. It is very normal that her realm has improved so quickly after marrying the human Emperor. The human Emperor is the trend of this universe. Deep in her eyes, there was a hint of desire. Mukyang is a human characteristic that both humans and gods possess, and so does the Time Empress. Now that the first Queen is married to the human Emperor, she, the Time Empress, must also rely on this thigh. Human Emperor, do you have any plans to take another divine wife? She was about to ask, but when she saw the power of the origin of time naturally emerging from Mukingzu, she stopped talking. This beautiful woman who looks very similar to her is most likely a time attribute master. The human Emperor already has Mukingzu. Would he still be interested in the Time Empress? Xiaoyi raised his eyebrows. What's wrong? The Time Queen's mouth was bitter. Nothing. It's better not to ask directly about this kind of thing, as it requires her to work hard. The first Queen saw something and said, "Sister, I will help you. You don't have to be too anxious." The Time Queen's beautiful eyes lit up and she nodded. Xiaoyi and Mukingzu felt puzzled. Xiaoyi said, "Time Queen, your aura is disordered and your essence is weak. What have you been doing?" The Time Queen gritted her teeth and said, "I went out and had a fight. But I was no match for him. I was defeated and fled back. That crazy woman, I will definitely defeat her with my own hands and make her surrender to me. Forget it. Let's not talk about this. I saw in the long river of time that Blue Planet will usher in a big change. During this period of time, have you noticed anything unusual? Big changes on Blue Planet?" Xiaoyi's face turned serious. Mukingzu used the rule-based magical power predict the future. She waved her hand, and a large screen appeared in front of everyone. On the screen, desolate, dilapidated and decaying scenes appeared. A kind of corrupted Tao principle appeared from somewhere on the Blue Planet. All people, ferocious beasts, living beings and gods who were contaminated by the aura of the corrupted Tao principle, would fall into corruption and become mindless, walking beasts. The base cities on Blue Star were covered by the aura decaying laws, and were destroyed one after another. Chapter 647, The Old Dean appears. The embodiment of the universe's great will. One after another, extremely powerful wild beasts came out of the wilderness and wreaked havoc on the Blue Star. Seeing the scenes, the four people present became serious. This is a Blue Star crisis. The first Queen analyzed. Those destroyed base cities seem to be the base cities of Blue Star in some Western countries, but not the base cities of Dragon Country. Why is that? Mukingzu stretched out her hand and waved, predicting that the scene would change. On the big screen, the location changed to the future of Dragon Kingdom. The entire country of Dragon Kingdom was shrouded by a towering giant tree, which exuded the source of life and a mysterious aura. The corrupt laws within the territory of Dragon Country were purified, and the base cities of Dragon Country were thriving without any sign of pollution. Those extremely powerful wild beasts all gathered together to attack the base city of Dragon Country instead of attacking other countries. The first Queen had a strange look on her face. My sister and I seem to have seen this towering tree somewhere before. The Time Queen's beautiful eyes lit up. It's the world tree that grows on the black hole of the Milky Way. World tree? Xiaoyi was slightly startled. As far as he knew, this world tree was planted by the old Dean on the black hole. And the opening of the wasteland was also done by the old Dean. The identity of the old Dean is the embodiment of the great will of this universe. The reason why Xiaoyi traveled to this blue planet was because of the old Dean, who also took care of him and raised him to adulthood. But why did the Dean let him travel to this blue planet? And why did he release the creatures in the wild world? What is the purpose of the Dean? A cloud of fog lingered in Xiaoyi's mind and could not be dispelled. He activated the magical power of time rules timeline wandering freely on the timeline, past and present. He transformed himself into a spectator and escaped into the past. I saw the old grandfather and the child Xiaoyi, who had grown up, but no matter how he spied, he could not see anything abnormal about the old man. This old man in the welfare home was no different from any other old man. Xiaoyi did not find the answer he wanted, so he withdrew his magical powers. But at this moment, when he was about to take his spy back, the old dean's eyes suddenly lit up. Just swipe. In front of Xiaoyi, the first empress, Mu Qingzu, and the time empress, an old man with a kind face, a hunched back, and white hair appeared. Xiaoyi widened his eyes and shouted, "Grandfather!" The pupils of Mu Qingzu, the founding empress of time, shrank. In their eyes, this old man was no different from an ordinary person. When they scanned him with their spiritual thoughts, there was only a blank, as if he had never appeared, can only be seen with the naked eye. The dean's grandfather had a kind smile on his face and said with satisfaction, "Xiaoyi, you have grown up and have many wives. Very good, you haven't forgotten what your grandfather told you. It will be good for you to take in more beast girls." Xiaoyi was no longer calm and said, "Grandpa, you finally showed up." Mu Qingzu and the first queen asked in surprise, "This old man, are you the grandfather of the welfare home?" Xiaoyi's grandfather? The old dean nodded gently. "It's me. Bud, isn't it time for you to change your tune?" Mu Qingzu and the first queen understood and called out Kokathasli. "Grandpa, good morning. Grandpa, have you eaten?" The old dean looked at the time queen and said, "Little girl, what about you? Why don't you call Grandpa and let me hear it?" The time queen was stunned and pointed at herself. "Me? Oh, okay. Hello, Grandpa. She is not Xiaoyi's wife yet." The old dean nodded with satisfaction and smiled, his wrinkled face blooming like a chrysanthemum. He searched the pockets of his patched but old but clean clothes, with an embarrassed look on his face, and said awkwardly, "Well, the old man is old, and he came in a hurry, so he doesn't have any treasures to give to his grandchildren's wives." Xiaoyi waved his hand. "Grandpa, why should I give you a gift? No need. I'm glad to see you again." Mu Qingzu, the first queen, and the time queen also waved their hands, indicating that they did not need it. The old dean glared with his sunken eyes. "Give it to me. She is my granddaughter-in-law, so I must give her a gift." He thought for a moment and his eyes lit up. "Got it. A few epochs ago, I planted a small sapling on the black soil. The sapling is growing well now. You can go and pick it. That little tree will be helpful to you, right at the black hole at the center of the Milky Way." The time empress and first queen Mu Qingzu was astonished that the strange towering ancient tree growing on the black hole was actually planted by the old dean. How many epochs ago? The three of them had strange expressions on their faces. The old dean was no ordinary person. No wonder Xiaoyi is so awesome. It turns out there's the dean behind him. Xiaoyi stepped forward and complained, "Old man, I know you want to open up the wasteland, and that world tree will be used to purify the laws of the wasteland. I just want to ask, does the wilderness have to be opened?" The old dean put his hands behind his back, looked mysterious, and said with deep eyes, "You have to be opened. This is related to your true background. Those scum have already taken what belongs to you. You need to take everything back yourself." Xiaoyi was shocked. "My background? What background? Isn't he a traveler who came from Earth? On this blue planet, he couldn't sense any human being related to him by blood." The old dean smiled meaningfully and said, "You are still weak now. It is not the time for you to know everything. When you reach a certain level, everything will be revealed naturally." He touched Xiaoyi's messy hair and said softly, "Child, it will be good for you to have more wives. Grandpa is gone." "Old man, explain it to me clearly." Xiaoyi wanted to reach out and grab him, but he grabbed nothing. The old dean had already left. "I don't believe I can't find you." He used the magical power of time rules wandering through the timeline again, from the perspective of an observer. "Let's go back to the moment just now." He was shocked. The old dean who was standing here just now was gone. He, the first queen, the time queen Mu Qingzu and the other three seemed to be talking to the air. After retracting his magical powers, Xiaoyi touched his chin, feeling shocked. The old dean has escaped from the timeline and transcended time, space, fate, cause and effect, and reincarnation? Is this the power of the condensed will of the universe? The first queen waved her white and tender little hand in front of Xiaoyi. "Human emperor. Grandpa has left." "Who is our grandpa? He looks very strong." Mu Qingzu and the time queen also looked over, very curious. Xiaoyi said bluntly, "This is the condensed will of the universe." The three beautiful women gasped and their eyes widened. "Fuck. It's so awesome. It's so scary. So scary. This, we are marrying above our station." They guessed that the old dean was very powerful, but they didn't expect him to be so terrifying. Xiaoyi smiled faintly and said, "Stay calm. No matter who he is still my grandfather. Let's go transplant the world tree. That old man with missing teeth might be doing something bad." Chapter 648 The World Tree is obtained and the wasteland is open. An old man with missing teeth? The first queen was startled, and hurriedly covered Xiaoyi's mouth, saying carefully, "Human Emperor, be careful with your words. That is the condensed will of the universe, and it must be given due respect. If you say that, be careful that Grandpa will get angry." The Time Queen and Mu Qingzu also nodded seriously. Yes, trouble comes from the mouth. Be careful with your words. Xiaoyi scratched his head and said inferently, "That's what I used to call old men when I was with them." He's happy to do that, too. Don't let your imagination run wild. This is how the old man and I get along. The first queen and the Time Empress Mu Qingzu had a strange look on her face. The way the grandfather and grandson got along was too weird. They didn't look like normal grandfather and grandson at all. Xiaoyi curled his lips. His life experience was related to the wilderness realm? Grandpa opened up the wasteland just for him. Xiaoyi, let's go find the world tree. Who knows when the old man will open up the wasteland and release its creatures? Yeah. The first queen and Mu Qingzu each held Xiaoyi's hand, and then set off for the black hole at the center of the Milky Way. The Time Queen looked at her own white and tender little hand and wanted to pull it, but unfortunately it was not right and she had no reason. After learning that the grandfather of the human emperor was the embodiment of the great will of the universe, she deeply realized that she had to cling to this strong and hard thigh of the human emperor. But now her realm is only the star domain realm, not as good as the human emperor. And she cannot become the human emperor's protector, then she can only become the human emperor's wife. The four of them teleported to the central area of the Milky Way. The area looked empty and there was not a single star. But with a quick glance, he found that in the center, there was a black sphere that was compressed to the extreme, emitting a fierce suction force that not even light could escape. The reflected light arc seen by the naked eye will also be absorbed, so it is invisible to the naked eye. But if you observe with the naked eye, there is a very lush-towering tree standing in front of you. The size of this tree is comparable to the entire Dragon Kingdom. The green leaves exude the aura of the origin of rules of various attributes. The drops of water on the leaves are like morning mist, revealing an extremely rich breath of the origin of life. The mist surrounding the lush green leaves exuded an extremely strong aura of the origin of destruction. The thick trunks of the towering trees emanated the original aura of the rules of time and space. To get close to this giant tree, one must at least be at the perfect emperor realm, otherwise one will be caught by the suction of the black hole and unable to escape. But when Xiaoyi's ancestor Queen Mu Qingzu, the Queen of Time, stood in front of the world tree, she sensed something unusual. Is this really the world tree? Why does it feel like it only has a form but no spirit, like an empty shell? I also felt it. This tree looks lush and has all kinds of rules and origins, but these are seen to be just our illusions, and do not have the real effects of rules and origins. It's like a body without a soul, and the soul is the core of the origin of all kinds of rules. The four of them looked at the world tree suspiciously. The real world tree is one that has one world on each leaf. The world tree is the entire universe, containing all the complete laws of the universe in countless small, medium and large worlds. A complete world tree, or even a multiverse. Just at this moment, Xiaoyi sensed a faint call from the world tree. A gorgeous light flashed, and the huge body of the world tree actually jumped out of the black hole automatically. All the roots broke away from the black hole. The huge body above the black hole suddenly shrank and turned into a palm-sized version, which automatically burst into Xiaoyi's hand. The world tree exudes a friendly atmosphere. Xiaoyi felt that he and the world tree shared the same roots, as if the world tree was his body. He could manipulate the branches and leaves of the world tree at will. Hiss! It shrunk and jumped out automatically. Wow! This tree looks lovely. I haven't noticed before, but the aura of this tree is somewhat similar to that of the human emperor. The first Queen Mu Qingzu and the Time Queen were all very surprised. Xiaoyi nodded and said, I feel like this tree is me. And I am this tree. We share the same roots and origins. But why? Am I not a human? Mu Qingzu suddenly said, Xiaoyi, you can see the flaws in the human template. You can try to see if you can see the flaws in the world tree. Perhaps you can see its relationship with you. After being reminded, Xiaoyi understood. Turns on the template adjuster profiling feature. Name. Physical defects. Solution. Detection failed. This item is higher level than the template adjuster. After receiving the feedback, Xiaoyi was dumbfounded. It is impossible to detect it. This is the first time in history. The level is higher than that of the template adjuster. And the level of the template adjuster is the level of the origin of the Tao. Is the level of this world tree higher than the origin level of the Great Down? What level is that? Xiaoyi shook his head. It didn't matter if he couldn't investigate. Sooner or later he would figure out everything about this world tree. Mu Qingzu was stunned. Your expression shows that you haven't found any flaws. Your ancestral secret method is not working? Xiao Yi nodded. The first queen was also very surprised. The human emperor could see the physical defects of the gods, but this tree couldn't see through it. The time queen analyzed. This tree was planted by Grandpa Human Emperor. This tree must be very important. It is reasonable that the human emperor cannot see anything, etc. Xiao Yi waved his hand. That he found that his spiritual consciousness could roam freely in the world tree. The world tree seemed to be favored, and its lush branches shook in joy. Xiao Yi wandered his mind and found that this world tree was indeed an empty shell. It only had the appearance of a world tree but not the substance of a world tree. There is only the outline of the world within the leaves, which is gray and has not yet been fully formed. Those countless attributes, rules and origins were only superficial, as if they were illusions, and they did not possess the actual origins of rules. However, a kind of enlightenment emerged in Xiao Yi's heart. Some information automatically appeared in his mind. The world tree is a seed that germinates and takes root in the core of the universe. This world tree is a core hub of the universe that was missing something after destruction and was planted on a black hole and grew into shape. This core of the universe is missing a lot of things, and they were taken away by others. If you want the world tree to become a true world tree, you need to take those things back to serve as nutrients for the world tree and fill the foundation of the world tree. Thinking about what his grandfather said, there are some things in the wilderness that he, Xiao Yi, needs to get back personally. Those things originally belonged to him, Xiao Yi. The wasteland, still the wasteland. There is a great connection between the wasteland and the world tree. Xiao Yi took a deep breath and said, now that we have the world tree, let's go back to Blue Star. That old man might open up the wasteland soon, but at this time, the first queen had a strange look on her face. There are many ominous, decayed and dilapidated auras rising from the Blue Star. The desolate world may have been opened. Xiao Yi's face darkened and he cursed, fuck. That toothless old man. He didn't even give us a little time. Is there any need to be so anxious? Chapter 649 Planting the World Tree. The mystery of Mu Qingzu's life experience. Old man with missing teeth. Next time I see you, I will pull out all your white beard. The first queen Mu Qingzu, the queen of time, was shocked. How dare the human emperor do that? That is the embodiment of the will of the universe. Xiao Yi's face was gloomy. He really didn't like this passive feeling, as if his life was controlled by someone and he was being pushed to do whatever he wanted. The old dean is the person behind the scenes who pushes him to do what he wants. Snort. Let's go back to Blue Star. Xiao Yi raised his hand, and a faint force of space spread out like water ripples. The next moment, the scene in front of everyone changed and they appeared in the Mangyuan base city. At this time, the highest alert sounded in Mangyuan base city. This alert indicated that the basic foundation of the base city was threatened, which meant that the base city had entered a state of full preparation for war. Cheng Bingxi and Nan Gongxiao appeared beside Xiao Yi and said solemnly, Xiao Yi, there is a great disturbance on Blue Star. All the monsters in the wild have gone crazy, as if they have lost their minds, and are attacking various base cities recklessly. There is a storm of decay and ominous aura that has swept across the world in an instant. Many citizens in our base city have also lost their minds and become as brutal as wild beasts, killing anyone they see. The Dragon Nation is fine with us beast girls in charge. We can control the monsters and humans infected by the ominous aura. But in other countries, many base cities have become battlefields for beasts. Xiao Yi's spiritual thoughts spread out. All the base cities in Dragon Country came to mind. Some humans suddenly jumped up. Their eyes turned bloodshot, and stabbed their allies back. Many docile monsters suddenly became extremely brutal, breaking through the defense line of the base city and launching a full-scale attack on the base city. Under the suppression of the beast girls in the domination realm such as Chen Bingxi, Nangong Saya, Ezr, Yun Beng, Yun Shi, etc., the magical beasts and humans infected by the ominous aura in the territory of Dragon Country were imprisoned and unable to move. However, there is still an endless stream of monsters and humans being infected by the ominous aura and falling into decay. Outside the Dragon Kingdom, the situation was even more terrifying, especially on the small island where people lived a comfortable life. Almost all the people were infected by the storm of decay and ominous aura. They all fell into decay and turned into mindless beasts, fighting against those around them. Other countries may not be as horrible, but they are not much different. Even a beast girl at the domination realm was unable to dispel or eliminate the storm of ominous aura. The source of the ominous storm was from the center of the Pacific Ocean. which was also the location after the wasteland changed its position. Swish, swish, swish. Many beast girls appeared around Xiaoyi. Ezr, Yun Bing, Yunxi, Gu Qingcheng, reincarnation spirits, Huangfu Xiangling, Zhang Zunan, Liu Ya, Ziran. All the beast girls came, all with solemn faces and heavy hearts. Let's put the entire dragon nation under house arrest. Yes. Imprison all the monsters, humans, and plants. Xiaoyi, how should we solve this problem? This is our hometown, our country. We can't just sit back and do nothing. They had tried many ways to dispel and eliminate the ominous storm before, but all failed. Xiaoyi nodded, raised his hand and pointed. A spatial rule spread out and instantly spread to the entire Dragon Kingdom. In an instant, all living beings within the Dragon Kingdom were imprisoned and unable to move. Even if it was infected by the storm of ominous aura and fell into decay, it could not move. Mu Qingzu activated her magical power of time rules time reversal, trying to reverse the time of Dragon Kingdom by 1 day. But the next second, her expression suddenly changed. For creatures infected by the ominous aura, the Master Realm's time magic power has lost its effect. Time cannot flow back for them. Time cannot flow back in places occupied by the ominous aura storm either. She blurted out. Upon hearing this, everyone present changed their expressions. The so-called invincible time magic power has actually lost its effect. Xiaoyi held the miniature world tree in his hand and said calmly, "Don't panic. The level of that desolate world is very high. And the level of the unknown dower is also very high. We are only at the domination realm, so it is normal that the rules and magical powers do not work. I've got a solution." Upon hearing this, many beast girls were overjoyed. Yun Bing licked the redness and said, "Xiaoyi, you can do it. I like the way you look like you can solve all the troubles. After solving this matter, I decided to reward you once." Ezr blushed. I also want to reward Xiaoyi once." Huanfu Xiangling rolled her eyes and said, "You are just thirsty and want to be nourished. You also want a reward." Ziran raised his hand and gave his apprentice a slap on the head. "Why are you ruining everyone's show? I don't believe you don't want to reward Xiaoyi." Wow. Huangfu Xiangling wanted to cry but had no tears. "Yes, of course I do. Master, can you please stop hitting me on the head? I'm already stupid, and if you hit me on the head again, I might become even more stupid." Sheng Bingshi held her forehead with her hand, and said in a voice that was louder than the whole audience, "Everyone, be quiet. Xiaoyi will not ignore you. The most urgent task is to resolve the ominous aura storm." After hearing what the big sister said, all the beast girls immediately shut up, but those beautiful and charming eyes were scanning Xiaoyi. Xiaoyi felt uncomfortable all over, like a little lamb being stared at by countless hungry wolves. "Let's go near the orphanage and plant this tree. This tree should be able to purify those ominous storms, and restore the corrupted monsters and humans of our dragon nation to normal." He spoke immediately and turned away. Many beast girls followed Xiaoyi to the welfare home out of curiosity. Xiaoyi found an open space and threw the world tree out. The world tree fell to the ground, and with a loud bang, its size immediately grew larger, and countless roots automatically penetrated into the ground. The entire welfare home is occupied by the world tree. The welfare home is gone. At the entrance of the original welfare home, one could only see an extremely thick trunk, towering into the clouds and breaking through the atmosphere. The lush thin stems spread out, and countless branches enveloped the entire Dragon Kingdom. A faint fluctuation of breath emanated from the world tree. Shai-chach, shai-chach-chach. The ominous storm that swept across the territory of Dragon Country was purified and wiped out as if it had encountered a natural enemy. Within milliseconds, all the ominous aura storms within the Dragon Kingdom were purified by the aura of the world tree, and those infected monsters, demonic plants, and human creatures returned to normal under the influence of the breath of the world tree. Xiaoyi and many beast girls were at the domination realm. When they saw the changes within the Dragon Kingdom, they were all delighted, and their heavy moods were swept away. Xiaoyi raised his hand, and the power of space spread out. All the living creatures, monsters, plants, etc. that were imprisoned throughout the Dragon Kingdom resumed normal activities. The restraining force was lifted, and Dragon Kingdom returned to normal. Mu Qingzu used the magical power of time reversal, and the time in the entire country went back half a day, returning to the time before the storm of ominous aura swept across the country. All humans, monsters and plants that were destroyed and killed across the country have returned to normal and have been resurrected, but their memories have been preserved. The welfare home did not disappear, but the entire space was moved to an open space in Mangyuan Base City. Xiao Yi breathed a sigh of relief. This crisis has been resolved. But Mu Qingzhou suddenly let out a sigh and said in surprise, "The remnant soul of my previous life has appeared, and it has also created a brand new body. Xiao Yi, let's go and take a look together." The Time Queen was shocked. Mu Qingzhou, who was very similar to her, actually had a previous life? Could this be related to her, the Time Empress? Xiao narrowed his eyes and said, "The world tree has been replanted and is in the process of transformation. It will take some time. Let's go take a look together." That woman wanted to occupy Qingzhou's body. She disappeared for so long, but now she has finally appeared. Chapter 650 The truth about the relationship between Mu Qingzhou and the Time Empress. After the world tree encountered the breath of the law of decay, a switch in the heart of the tree was turned on, and the whole tree was in the process of transformation. Xiao Yi guessed that this transformation would take a lot of time. The remnant soul of the holy realm that was parasitic on Mu Qingzhou was a trace of soul left over from Mu Qingzhou's previous life before her reincarnation. Later, no one knew where it went and it has never appeared since. Xiao Yi ignored him. But now that the remnant soul of the holy realm has appeared, it must be cleaned up. At this time, in the deepest part of the demon cave within the dragon kingdom, a woman with an ugly face, a mouth full of black blood, and disheveled hair was gnawing on the blood and flesh of a supreme demon beast. The movements were extremely rude. His face was ferocious. His eyes were bulging, very scary, and he looked like a crazy demon. But she was extremely happy and laughed wildly. "I, Mu Yan, have finally been resurrected. My body has been rebuilt, and my soul has been restored to its original state. After all these years, the days of hiding are finally over. Mu Qingzhou, one day you will die in my hands. I will refine and absorb your soul and improve the purity of my soul." Although her body and soul are complete, they have many flaws, but she believed that as long as she continued to refine and integrate the souls of Warcraft and humans, absorb them to perfect her own body, and regenerate by eating the blood clots of Warcraft to absorb energy, she would soon be able to return to the Holy Realm and kill Mu Qingzhou with her own hands. There was a flash of light. Xiao Yi's ancestor Queen Mu Qingzhou, the Queen of Time, flashed to the depths of the Devil's Cave and stood not far from Mu Yan, who was lying on the ground gnawing at food. Looking at this beggar-like outfit and devil-like crazy behavior, everyone was stunned. Mu Qingzhou's eyes were complicated. Is this the remnant of my past life? It has become this ugly. Not to mention the mixed temporal realm. At least the quasi-emperor realm. High above everyone else. Admired and respected by everyone. You really embarrass me. Xiao Yi's mouth twitched. The first queen's eyes were startled and she said suspiciously, "Sister, this person's or bears some resemblance to you. Is this your daughter? Your child?" The Time Queen shook her head. "Nonsense. I have lived for millions of years and am still a spinster. How can I have a child? But this person's spirit does have some of my shadow in it." Mu Qingzhou asked in surprise, "Time Queen, what about me? What is my relationship with you?" She is so similar to the Time Empress, both of whom have time-related attributes. The Time Queen frowned. "I don't know. Maybe I did something stupid before." The first queen widened her eyes. "What stupid things have you done to make your sister dirty?" The Time Queen frowned and fell into deep thought, wondering what went wrong that a creature so similar to her appeared in the secular world. Their conversation was quite loud and was immediately noticed by the ugly Mu Yan. She raised her face, revealing a blood-stained, hideous face and blood-red bulging eyeballs. Combined with the dim light and unpleasant smell in the cave, the scene was really scary. Mu Yan screamed, her heart filled with hatred, and roared, "It's you, Mu Qingzhou, and you, Xiao Yi. You came just in time, so I don't have to look for you anymore. I'll eat you alive now." The pressure from the quasi-saint realm spread out, and a powerful momentum rose up. The demon cave began to tremble, and sand and stones kept falling from the rock walls. It was about to collapse under the pressure of the quasi-saint realm. Xiao Yi Mu Qingzhou had a strange look on her face. Quasi-saint realm? A word too far away. A mere quasi-saint dared to attack them? The ugly Mu Yan raised his hand and used a talent skill time slashing sword. After hitting, it will cause 10,000 years of life damage to the enemy. After the enemy loses life, it will enter a weak period. The invisible blade composed of time factors and time rules slashed towards Xiao Yi and the other three. Xiao Yi's founding queen, Mu Qingzhou, looked on calmly, unmoved. When the blade of that time-talented skill touched the four people, it shattered with a snap, without even breaking the four people's basic defense. Immune to time attacks, Mu Yan's face suddenly changed. His dirty body kept retreating. The hatred in his eyes quietly receded. and was replaced by solemnity. Being immune to attacks from the quasi-saint realm, the realm of these 4 people was beyond her imagination. At least they were in the saint realm. Or, these 4 people have high-level holy defensive treasures. She activated future cognition, predict the future scene, the time factor emanated, and the power of rules began to operate. Click, click, click. But that innate skill was like a machine that had short-circuited, and only predicted a fog, without any vision of the future. Mu Yan was shocked and shocked. Mu Qingzu's realm has reached the holy realm? This is too fast. It's only been about a year. Escape. You must escape. Otherwise the consequences will be unimaginable. Seeing her using her innate skills to leave, Xiao Yi said calmly, Qingzu, this person is your nemesis. I leave it to you. Mu Qingzu nodded. Her eyes calm and she said, you are the remnant of my past life. We should have lived in peace, but you have always wanted to harm me. In this case, you have no choice but to die. She reached out with her jade hand, and Mu Yan was held by a huge energy handprint. As long as Mu Qingzu exerted some force, Mu Yan's body and soul would be crushed in an instant. With this level of energy, you have been promoted to the Emperor realm? Mu Yan's face was filled with shock, her eyes almost popping out. The Imperial realm is rare in the entire ancient times. Mu Qingzu actually advanced to the Emperor realm. This is incredible. Mu Qingzu was speechless. Emperor realm? Just a weakling. Have you finished your last words? It's time to get on the road. She suddenly exerted force with her jade hands, and Mu Yan's body and soul exploded and turned into nickel powder. The Time Queen exclaimed, I now remember why Mu Qingzu and this soul exist in this world. It was because I did that stupid thing that I left my offspring on the blue planet. Xiao Xiao Wai Mu Qingzu was surprised. The first queen's face changed. Sister, have you ever been with a man from the secular world? Did you have offspring? No way. Sister, have you really been contaminated by humans? The Time Queen glared at him and said unhappily, I am an old virgin and have never been with anyone. The reason why there are spirits similar to mine in this world is because of that incident. She recalled and told the story. Everyone, listen and let's summarize. When the Empress was still in the perfect imperial realm, she robbed an opportunity from a mad woman in the depths of the starry sky and was hunted down by that mad woman. The Time Queen believed that she could not win and that her will would be wiped out by the crazy woman's treasure, so she separated a few strands of her will and threw them into the long river of time on Blue Star, hoping to revive in the future. But later, the Time Queen took advantage of the opportunity to break through to the Star Domain realm and escaped the pursuit of that crazy woman. As for the few strands of will left behind for reincarnation, she forgot about it. The reincarnation of will created the Mu Yan of ancient times. Mu Yan reincarnated. So there was the current Mu Qingzu. Mu Qingzu suddenly understood. No wonder she looks so much like the Time Empress. They seem like they were carved from the same mold. The Time Queen was distressed again. I broke through the star realm in a hurry, which left me with a lot of sequel. So after hundreds of thousands of years, I have only reached the 3rd level of the star realm and cannot break through again. Mu Qingzu was surprised. Xiao Yi, can't you solve the physical defects of the beast girl? Can you take a look at the defects of the Time Queen? The Time Empress is considered her ancestor, and the two are not related by blood. But without the Time Empress, there would be no Mu Qingzu. Xiao Yi looked at the graceful figure of the Time Queen and nodded. Okay, let me take a look. Chapter 651 The Time Queen's Physical Defects. The Time Queen noticed Xiao Yi's gaze. Her body began to falter, and a faint blush appeared on her face. She said very solemnly, Human Emperor, I have never had any intimate physical contact with any living being. I am still a young lady, and my innocence is still there. Really, Emperor, please believe me. Xiao Yi hesitated. You don't have to explain to me. Why are you telling him this? He has nothing to do with the Time Empress. Friend? The Time Queen was anxious. No, you don't believe it. I can let you check whether I am a virgin. Very important. She knew that human men attached great importance to a woman's virginity. Xiao Yi had a strange look on his face. What's the big deal? The Time Queen is not his god. The first queen understood the Time Queen's intentions and helped. Human Emperor, I can guarantee this. My sister, the Time Queen, is definitely still innocent. You can tell by looking at her face. And my sister has never had any contact with any man in the world. Not even holding hands. Even I have never seen my sister's body. Mu Qingzu nodded, not quite understanding. At this time, the Empress seemed to have different feelings for Xiao Yi, and was anxious to prove herself. The Time Queen also wants to become Xiao Yi's god? Mu Kingzu smiled and said, Xiao Yi, please help the Time Queen check it out. The Time Queen stretched out her little hand and said solemnly, Human Emperor, please use your divine sense to see. I promise I will not block your divine sense to explore. I'm still innocent. Xiao Yi grabbed the Time Queen's hand and squeezed it. It was so soft as if it had no bones. Enables the template adjuster exploration feature. The condensation of the original will of the time rules. Condensate defect, limited by the blue star and the origin of rules. The improvement of the Great Realm is limited. Solution: transform the body into a body of a cosmic creature with the body as a seed, and transform the will into an independent soul body. Exclusive body transformation massage secret method can be extracted. Will body defect: when forcibly breaking through the star domain realm, the will body is damaged. The will body is unstable.